Be Cleo live for the morning of
Live.
January 26th, 2022. Do 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 2022. Do 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 do.
Oh, Joel. What we gonna do with you, Joel?
I don't know, Cleo. I don't know. Okay, so everybody who's been waiting for the stream to start 4 minutes ago, Cleo and I were just talking, and we realized, like, oh, we haven't started the stream. We should
No,
do
we
that.
were just talking about things that would be really good for the stream.
Yeah,
Um,
computer stuff.
so sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Oh,
It's fine. I
yeah,
should
so
probably also turn off emote only.
oh boy. Yeah, so I was actually no, like this is not like
Oh.
a brag because like this is something you do all the time. But
Mhm.
I was playing video games with a guy who works at Intel the other day,
Of course.
which
Yeah,
of
no.
course we know a couple people that do that. And
Mm,
but
yeah,
this was not any of the Minecraft people. This is somebody in this mini golf league that I'm in. And I
of
was
course it is.
okay, well,
God.
okay, look, VR mini golf is very relaxing, Cleo. It's a rough world out there right now, and it's just nice.
It we're just having a hard time, aren't we,
It's
Joe?
just nice to put on some VR goggles and play mini golf with strangers. Like, well, because I mean, if you think about it, though, our world has gotten, or worlds, because you and I don't share a world, especially with Hermitcraft turned off at the moment. But
No,
like,
I just
like how often do you get to play a game with like a mixed group of people that you know and that you don't know? Like I guess maybe
I
when you
mean, yeah,
started your third life season,
never.
like you didn't know
Maybe third
everybody
life. Yeah,
there. But like,
yeah,
it's kind of one of those things where it's like everybody there is either like a friend or a friend of a friend type of thing, you
yeah.
know? So,
Oh, thank you, Bluetooth, for the 10-month subscription. Another month done. Time flies. Yes, sorry, Joe.
oh yeah, yeah, I forgot at the beginning of the stream everybody gives everybody money. If you'd like to
Yeah.
give Joe Hills money, tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Uh, okay.
Uh,
So, yeah, but I was talking to him, and I'm like, what's gonna stop me from buying an Intel processor for my next computer is the fact that I can't buy a high-end graphics card for that computer. Like, if I'm gonna end up buying an all-in-one PC, I'm gonna end up buying a
mhm.
Mac Pro because that way I can do my video editing directly on the thing
Of
anyway.
of course, Joe. Of course, of course.
So, I don't know.
Hey, Temarin has subscribed. Welcome to the Horde. If you look to your left and to your right, you'll see there are no exits. And welcome to the stream, everybody.
Indeed. Everybody, let's stream.
Everybody. Did, did you see Mumbo's reaction to finding out I'm a geologist? Mhm.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay.
That was a thing.
You know what I
That
should
was a
do?
thing.
I should do an interview with a filmmaker and be like, "Oh, it's so cool to talk to a real filmmaker."
Filmmaker.
And then go on Twitter and be like, "What? Mumbo's a filmmaker? What? Oh my god, that's so cool!"
How did you not know this? Oh, it's a hype train. Choo
Oh,
choo.
where's my whistle?
Thank you, Friends Morning Glory, for the 2-month resub. Thank you very much.
Oh, I reorganized it.
Um,
I reorganized. I moved everything
there we
in.
go.
I moved everything in here the other day so I could get the new capture card in for the
Hmm.
Switch.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things too is I got this uh, 4K 60 frame a second capture card for my
Hmm.
desktop, so that way if I did get a second desktop, because apparently that's the only way to buy a graphics card these days is to buy a whole new desktop, I could run the video out from that desktop through the capture card on this desktop, and then have an
Oh,
independent like parallel streaming rig.
that's kind of what I would like to do when I eventually move out. So it might be a year or so
Yeah.
away. So yeah, no, I get you. I get you.
Well, and this kind of comes
Um,
into what we were talking about like last week with like having redundancies on your equipment where like okay, that
yeah.
way even if one desktop goes down, I could stream maybe not as high resolution or whatever. But like okay, so if I could get this new setup where I'm streaming at like 1440K or 2K, video, and then like
Yeah.
oh no, one of the desktops is broken. I'll just go to 1080p while running everything off the one machine. And it's like, so the stream isn't canceled because a computer broke. The stream is just at 1080p 60, which is what we're doing now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it fails
Yeah,
more gracefully.
that's fair. Okay, well, I am going to start opening my craft kit. What are you doing today, actually, Joe?
Oh, I was gonna be looking up pictures of old arcade, like I say arcade games. What I mean is
Hmm.
kind of like Midway arcade games, not the company Midway, but like, if you go to like a boardwalk or a fair or something that has like an arcade where they would
Hmm.
have like whack-a-mole and stuff like that. I realized I want to do a whack-a-mole mini game in Redstone this season, and I kind of wanted to look at the art that was on whack-a-mole games in different regions, and then like kind of just sketch it out and draw it so that I could kind of come up with art for my whack-a-mole mini game. That's what I'm
That
doing.
sounds cool.
But
That sounds
also,
cool.
I want to acknowledge that I got my first tip of the stream from Snuffles for 6. So thank you very much, Snuffles, for that. That puts us 14 away from our first face camera expansion.
Thank you for the bits sprinkled with salt as well.
Oh,
Joe is not making unicorn blanket. No, I'm
no.
making unicorn blanket. Joe is not.
And Snuffles says, just because you asked so nicely. So,
Aw.
so I will
Any
politely ask everyone to consider tipping via PayPal.me/Snuffles. And for those of you who don't respond well to that, for those of you who are like, no, man, I'm only going to give you money if you're like super intimidating, well, I actually don't have a knife here. I had my craft knife within reach somewhere. I was
scissors.
gonna be vaguely threatening.
Tonight or else.
But yeah, the craft. Yeah,
Eh.
yeah. Like, that's not a
No,
knife. This is a knife. But no,
this
it's
is
actually out
these
of
are
reach
scissors.
because I
These are
reorganized.
scissors. Okay, I'm going to open this box because it's
Yeah.
got an easy knot together design. This is for children,
A
so I
knock
think we can
together
all
design.
appreciate it.
Is that
Yes.
like British for do it
You
yourself?
Oh, if you look at it, if you look at the picture, it's got like little knotted, like
Oh,
feathery
not
bits.
together. Like Kilo
Not.
November Oscar Tango. I thought you
Yes.
meant like knock, like I'm the one who knocks.
I have. I know that's a reference. I don't understand that reference. Thank
Oh,
you, Snow Meat, for the babies.
so there's a show about a guy who basically transitions over time from being a high school teacher uh
Hmm.
into a criminal overlord, and some one of his family members is worried about their safety and says, if you keep this up, somebody's going to knock on our door with a shotgun one day, you know and he's just like, they're not showing up at my door. I'm the one who knocks.
And I bet people look at him with something akin to, respect and awe. I'm sure.
Yeah, the character is supposed to be like, like, oh, this is about kind of a man's descent into madness type thing. And people are
And
like,
people are taking it as a how-to guide.
it's like, oh, he's so rebellious. I like that he's not a teacher anymore. Just like my hero zombie Cleo.
Thank you, Push, for the biddies. Could one of the mods do exclamation point text for me so we can take off the babies in the corner? Oh, Zero Arcana donated £5 and says I choose or else. Dang it! I didn't have a backup plan for or else.
Or else.
I've, I've, I've got detailed instructions. Why no babies in the corner? Because it's mean.
Okay.
No, you shouldn't put like all your babies in a corner. They should be allowed out for free roam sometimes.
Don't put all your babies in one basket or one corner. I don't know. There's something there.
There's
Um.
something there, yeah.
Yeah. So. Hmm.
I want you to know I'm already very confused. Free range babies. Hard Knock Life was a remix from an Orphan Annie song. Correct. Okay, so those are the instructions. I'm just getting out, but so far we've got all these lovely fleecy streaks in pretty colors. Some might say these colors have special significance, and it might be partly why I chose them. But how long till the Cleo voice is let loose? Well, that's all up to you. I've
Yeah.
got an F.
That requires 50,000 company script, I think.
Gubbins, we call them over here. But yes, company script is effectively.
Yeah.
Tadium has resubscribed. That is a, hang on, 10-month resub. Thanks for 10 years of company whilst working from home. Aw, it does feel like it's gone on for 10 months, 10 years. But I'm assuming that's the fact that have I been doing this for 10 years?
I mean, I started in June 2011, and you started like within a month of me, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, crikey. Thank you for the bits, Canna Russia, and thank you, Paleo, for the biddies. God, that's terrifying. I've got H and G, which I assume are ears, because they've got pink bits. And I've got E and F, which I assume are the hawk. Dear God. Oh, I just gave out 10 community gift subs. Thank you very much indeed. There goes my heart. Didn't need that. It's fine. It's fine. Right,
Okay.
what else have I got? I've got stuffing. I've got a thimble, a piece of silvery, no, purpley glowy thread, and I think that's a needle threader and a needle, which would make sense. Okay. This one says A. This one says B. So I've got A and B together. A, B. Um, these don't, oh, that's D. It says D. And this one is, oh, this one is C. Okay, so I've got the bits. So I'm assuming this is the hood of a small child. Why would I guess we'd start? Okay, where do we start? Where do we start? I have got to get A and B, which is the hood pit,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got to knot them together. Okay. The tabs are all pre-cut, it looks like. So,
Eternal
um,
Pupa says, "Do any hermits know Chloe's face?" I don't know Chloe, so I wouldn't even
no.
recognize her. Like, I think she's like Raven. She's one of those like Disney star people that like.
That would make sense. That makes sense.
It's like I'm sure my
Um,
kid would recognize Chloe, but I
yeah,
just don't have
yeah.
time to watch all these Disney Channel shows. Um. Okay.
Okay, so I've got to not to like I can't tell which of this bit is okay, so that's the curvy side, I think. Yeah, that bit curves on that one. That's the straight side, so that's the curvy side. Right, so now I've got these two bits, I've got to place them together, and then I've got to do a double knot between these bits. I don't know why, but this is what we're doing.
Interesting.
Hmm. I'm intrigued. I did expect more sewing to start with, to be honest, but it is what it is.
So you're just making nice little cute bows. That's nice.
Like little knots, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't suppose that makes sense. English isn't your first language. It is a fabulously horrible language to learn. I mean, even as children, it's quite a tough language. So, fair play if you've got a second language on you.
Mm-hmm.
Cleo's face is right there, green hair, red eyes, green skin. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I would say my skin is more grey.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be picky about it.
So you know what? I realized I had forgotten there was a game a lot like Whack-A-Mole in
Hmm.
America. I don't know if you had this in England because it's from Japan, and so it might not have made it across two oceans.
Okay.
But there was a game kind of similar to it, except instead of having moles that pop up vertically, there's alligators that pop out horizontally.
Ah, yeah, yeah. No, I've played that.
And I was thinking, because I've been trying to think about a good way to make a Redstone Whack-A-Mole game.
Uh-huh.
Because Cub had one in Tarjay that was good, but I was like, I feel like he could have pushed this a lot further. Which, or you know what I mean? Like there was still room to do more with it. I was like,
Yeah.
now I want to do more with it, and I'm like trying to think of how to do that, and so I'm looking at like images of whack-a-mole machines to kind of get part of the aesthetic,
Yeah.
but
Thank you, Crystalite, for the 10-month resub and the community gift sub. I do appreciate that very much. Um, so what are you trying to make it just like a different, like a different version of the game? Like, are you trying to make it with crocodiles instead of
um,
moles?
well, the thing is, it's gonna have to be with target blocks either way because of how uh Minecraft
I
works.
mean, with
Uh,
Minecraft. What
but
does the word hermit entail? Oh, I think we've got a person who does not follow Hermitcraft in the chat. Hello. It's been a while since I've seen one of you in the wild. Hermit is the server that me and Joe both work on, I guess,
mm,
for our regular day job. This is us having fun together. Thank you, Sachet, for the bits. But yeah, when we say hermits, what we mean are the people who play on the Hermitcraft server usually.
mm-hmm.
So sorry, I just thought that was cute. It's been a while since somebody who hasn't got a clue.
It's always adorable when people don't recognize us.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're so famous. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Thank you for the
gosh.
biddies, McLesley. Found this place through the recommended tab. Well, you are very, very welcome.
And very recommended.
And we definitely recommend everybody have a drink.
Oh no. I actually
Oh
remembered
no.
I remembered to put my coffee in the thermos cup today.
Oh, Joe, remember this coffee. You know, first time for everything. This feels really like if you for some reason there is no tab there. There is no knotted bit there, but this is really tight. There are plenty of people on Twitch that go to the topics more than the streamers. That's valid. I don't do that because
Well, so
time really.
I do that with certain games. Like if it's a
Mhm.
game that I'm really into that a lot of people don't play, right?
Mhm.
Then sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'm curious to see. Now, 90% of the time, I might not last more than 10 seconds of that person's stream. Uh,
Yeah.
but like, I'll at least go like, oh, hey, somebody's playing this obscure game I like. Let me go see what's going on there.
Thank you, Delverac, for the 5 community gift subbies. Thank you very much. Are they affiliated within the Littlewood? I started watching him recently, so that may be why.
Nope.
I've played with Martin. Yeah.
I played games with him like 10 years ago, but he's not affiliated with Hermitcraft.
He's not affiliated with Hermitcraft, but I have done another series. It's called Last Life. I'm on that. So yeah, that might be a thing. It's weird how the algorithm works, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Delverac, for the 5 community gift subs. Very appreciated. Daisy Dog is sitting by me. Look at my phone. Your voice hypnotizes her. Yes. Wait till I get into the OWOs. Sprinkled with salt. It's not even been 20 minutes. In here? Does it feel like longer? I mean, I have problems with that as well. Well, you're welcome, Mono Mallow. Enjoy your time here, and if you just feel like chilling, that's fine. It's all good. Tempted to use your clip. Did you see the Cleo woe? You did see the Cleo woe, didn't you, Joe?
Oh, and you're starting up now? Yeah, that was cute.
No, 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 no. You saw it when it went off.
During the stream. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was cute.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
You know, I said jokingly that we might have to do OWO merch.
Uh-huh.
People are asking for it, so we might have a talk later.
Well, yeah, and I will say that like my initial answer to that was maybe not very good because you kind of caught me flat-footed. Because here's the thing, is like when I said, "Hey, you could use this for whatever you want," I really did mean it. I just have this thing where like if somebody wants to sell something that I made, I
Mm-hmm.
like ask for a cut
Don't
because,
worry. Yeah,
you
like
know,
half.
and
It's
so, and
fine.
so I was just like,
Kitty, no.
I feel like I should ask for a cut because that's what I always do when somebody wants to use my stuff. And I'm like, but this isn't really my stuff. This was a gift I made for you. Like, it's fine.
It's fine. My clamor is wet. There's not a lot I can do about that. It's because I'm knotting and moving up and further down from the camera. I'm sorry. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, we'll talk about it like later on someday. Because it's not urgent. Kitty,
Mm.
you're in the way of the chat. Like literally. Move, move. Off. Glad to find out. Yeah, I made a VOD channel. I did. It is a thing I did. Kitty. My camera is feeling my face. No. I think you'll find that is a pink. That hang on, can I point to her down here? That's a ping tuber. That's not actually my face. See how that works?
What?
I know. It's like a little animated mini me, but not actually me.
Me.
Plushy Cleo in the 80s workout suit. I
Oh
mean,
boy.
that would be
This
cute.
is a question that maybe we don't talk about here. I don't know, but like, if this is within the realm of discussion, like,
Hmm.
were you able to sell enough dolls that you didn't have to buy any yourself?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because at least one other hermit wasn't able to, and that's one of the reasons that I've been scared to do anything through Makeship.
Um. Yeah. No, I sold. I think it was something like 600, and the cutoff is like 200.
Yeah, because it was one of those things where it's like, if you're like within 40 of the cutoff, right? Then it's like they
Yeah.
give you the choice of cancel everybody's order, so everybody who really wants one doesn't get one, or buy 40 yourself out of pocket, which
Well,
completely
it's not out of
negates.
pocket. Um. It's out of the money that you would have made.
Yeah, but if I'm spending time working on getting this doll produced instead of spending time making something else to make that money,
Hmm.
it's costing. It's not free. You're losing
No, I
that
get that.
money. Is it?
I get that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was just
No, I was definitely able to do that.
okay.
Um,
And it sounds
so
like
was
by a
Zed.
wide margin because I was just
Oh, yeah, 100%. You have to remember that that hermit wasn't actually making videos on Hermitcraft at the time,
okay.
so you have to take that into account
Well, I
as well.
mean, I'm not making videos on Hermitcraft at the time
Yeah,
either.
but it wouldn't
So.
be if they approached you, it wouldn't be coming out now anyway.
Yeah.
It would be coming out in like 3 months.
Well, I mean, they did approach me a while ago, and I said no.
Yeah.
But
No, I get it. I get it. It's difficult when, everyone else is getting one done. But I will point out the other hermit made another one and they were successful after that. So
yeah,
I think it's based on whether you're doing hermitcraft at the time.
yeah.
So yeah.
So we'll just tap that soon sign a little bit.
Yeah. Which is still there, Joe.
She's still
Still
there.
there. Thank you, Vold, for the resub. That's a 6-month resub. Thank you very much. I should be aware of Hermitcraft. We are the least popular members of Hermitcraft in this call, I feel. Well, so don't base anything on our fame.
Wait, what are you basing popularity off of in this context?
Number of subs.
Oh, well, that's having a lower number of subscribers doesn't necessarily make you less popular.
Okay, I see where you're going with
I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, Tom Hanks has less subs than me, but he has definitely more popular than me.
Okay, I will suggest that Joe is more popular than I am. So there you go. Just as a person,
Thank you, Cleo.
not as a YouTuber, just as a person.
Thank you. I feel better now.
Because he loves other people, and I very rarely do.
I feel better now. That's
Oh dear. There's no Hermitcraft 9 because Doc is German. What? Oh, okay. You're doing a language joke. Yeah. I
Yeah.
see where you're going with that. Although I will point out, my stream is an English language stream, and it's timed out for suggesting that 9 is no. Oh, can't be having those foreign. No, that doesn't work either.
Yeah,
Never
from
mind.
all the way across the pond there.
All the way across the pond. I'd love a makeshift plushie Joe. I got my pearl yesterday and I love the quality. Unfortunately, I missed the Cleo one. Well, they did reach back out to me and ask me if I wanted to do another one. And I said, I'm currently got my own merch going right now. But we'll talk later in the year. So, you know, there might be another one coming out. But I don't know whether to do it on my workout skin or my new skin.
Well, that's the other thing too, is I explicitly knew that I was gonna be reshuffling my skin.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I don't own that green hair thing outright.
No.
Like that was, B-dubs. So like I can't just sell that without then paying him and whoever he commissioned and a bunch of other stuff. Like
Yeah. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. I think that's how that wants me to be. So now I've got like a little hood with like a little
oh, and also my
spiky
current
bit.
skin is very close to the original Steve from Mojang.
Oh,
So I think Corrales had to modify his some like
yeah, because Corrales went to Builder.
yeah, so that's the other thing is like I couldn't do
Got
that
got a Cleo plushie.
I couldn't do that until I had a new skin anyway.
Yeah, but since you're working on that anyway, it's
Yeah. So that would be one of those like it's not like just oh hey, call the makeshift guys back and tell me you changed your mind.
hmm. Okay. Right, it wants me to get blanket C out. Okay. And this goes all the way around. All right, so now I've got to attach this side to this side, I think. Nope. Scubble was resubscribed for 8 months. Hiya. What did I use to make your skin? Me? I didn't. I have a a friend who does my skins for me. Lets me do what I want with them, refuses payment, So, I've got like, you can do what you want with this skin in writing kind of deal. But yeah, she won't take payment for my skins. And it's just sort of like, okay, but she enjoys doing them and, I've got them free and clear and she won't let me find out her email address in case I'll send money to her. She's very adamant about this. A geologist Cleo plushie. Well, that wouldn't sell because it's not to do with what I'm doing in Minecraft. Just because it's something that Mumbo mentioned once.
Just because Mumbo called Cleo a geologist one time doesn't make her a geologist.
No. Oh, I got like I looked at Mumbo some comments from Mumbo. People are quite disparaging. I say people. There was this one guy that was really rather rude about me being a geologist. Well, she's obviously not because she's not in a good institution, and it's like, okay, get over yourself. I've got the degree.
Yeah.
It's like saying I'm not a teacher anymore because I'm not currently teaching. I've still technically got the degree. I could go and be a teacher tomorrow. But actually, to be fair, I probably could because with the amount of teachers that are currently running away.
Fretboard Freak says getting mixed messages here. First, you two are the least popular hermits. Now you don't have your skins because you have people for that. No, I don't have people for that.
No, Joe does his own. I
Yeah,
have people.
no. So the
I
one
have
that I was using for a
person for that.
while, one of our friends did like a silly haircut on, and I kept it for a while, but I couldn't use the silly haircut thing.
But no, I have person for it,
And
who is
also,
amazing.
I didn't say I was the least popular hermits. That was Cleo saying that, and I said the popularity shouldn't be judged by subscription count. So, like,
Yes, that's
I'm
true,
gonna
and I agree
dispute
with Joe.
this person's entire premise. I'm
You're disputed.
Yeah. Okay. So like, let's
You're
see.
the
What are
most
some other
popular in my.
classic arcade games like Whack a Mole, Skee Ball, Gator Panic?
Like I've seen skee ball, and we have it, but I don't think I've ever heard it to referred to anyone as skee ball.
What
So
do you call it?
that ball game with the hoops. That's basically it. Nobody calls it anything. It's that thing you do when you're bored on holiday. Never heard Joe be very silent.
What?
That ball game with the hoop. Yeah, catchy title.
No, it's fine. I'm just I'm sorry. I'm looking at.
Questioning his life choices that led
No,
him here.
I'm over here. So I don't really use Japanese very often. Um,
Oh,
and so I was looking at an image for the original Japanese Wani Wani Paniku, which is the Gator Panic that came out in Japan,
yeah.
and I was trying to read some of the text on it. So sorry, it's
Popularity has nothing to do with your subs. It's just how I feel about your videos and streams. That's really sweet. I would argue untrue, but sweet. We're just trying to figure out what metric to measure popularity on.
I think that's
So,
I think using any metric to measure popularity is wrong. I think it's a qualitative rather than a quantitative thing.
been told. Been told.
Okay.
I guess I'm just internalizing all the people that have things to say about me. I think I'm nearly done with this side.
Maybe you
Yeah,
shouldn't
because if
internalize all that so much.
I mean, it's easy to say than do. It's, what
Yeah,
anxiety is.
that's fair.
It's a medical condition, Joe. We're English only here. Sorry. Joe might be different.
Because I
The
said
reason
because I just said Wani Wani Paniku, am I gonna get banned on your stream?
Yeah. Everyone banjo. I don't think they can ban you, you're a VIP.
Oh, that's nice.
That one game which you roll a ball into a target looking thingy. Yeah, that one.
I feel like that's skee ball.
Yeah, it's that one.
Okay, I could do the coin game where you launch the coins and the other coins fall off the ledge.
Okay. So I've got a hood attached to one part
You know,
of
we
the
actually
blanket.
could make one of those with gravel, a coin pusher game with gravel in Redstone.
I mean, that could work. Actually, yeah.
The problem is that the gravel. So with the coin pusher game, you don't know if the coins are going to go over or under or hit edge to edge. Whereas in Minecraft, they always hit edge to edge.
I mean, it depends on the piston movement at that point, doesn't it? You could have randomized piston movement.
Mm. But the coin pusher games, you can sit there forever and just wait for it. So if it's randomized, it would eventually push everyone.
I suppose you're not wrong.
No, I'm not wrong.
Sorry, Joe, you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Sometimes I wish you were, but it rarely happens. I mean, I know that's untrue, but I'm trying to make you feel better.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
I mean, even ban. Yeah, that's true. I did get banned when I was a VIP, so I suppose technically we could ban Joe. I had to look up ski balls. I had no idea from the description. See, it's not really a thing in the UK, although I do hear about it on like American shows all the time.
Oh, did you see that we were on oh, what's the name of that show with
Chase.
the
Yeah.
chase? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, the fact that everyone on the Hermitcraft was like, "What? Did anyone know about?" No, no, we're just on a popular UK game show at this point.
Yay.
There's a question. That felt very surreal to see.
Yeah, I had to ask. I was like, is this like being on Jeopardy or is this like being on some random show no one ever watches? We don't have the chase here. So I didn't know
You do
like
have the chase. I've seen the American chase.
really?
It's one of those.
Well, in
It's
that
one of those
case then
shows
it's
I
one of those
sometimes
shows
watch
that
with my
nobody
partner.
watches, in which case like I'm
Oh
justified.
no, 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 no. They watch it.
Okay, but like
Seen
Jeopardy is like well known. Like there's
in the
like
UK, the chase is well known.
okay, because there are like 1,000 game shows put out every year, and like the top two are like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, and then usually whatever is behind that is like for a while it
The
was Who Wants
American
to Be a
Beast.
Millionaire or whatever, but like
Apparently, the American only version only uses the Beast, which is kind of sad because they've got some other really good ones. Chasers.
okay, well. My point was, though, I was like, is this something people have actually heard of who are not me? Because I haven't heard of
Yeah.
it. And
Oh,
apparently it's a big deal.
it is a big deal in the UK. There is also a German version of the Chase.
Mm.
To be fair, the Chase is one of the better new.
Don't say the name of the German version of the chase or you'll get banned.
You'll get banned.
Das Chase.
No, the reason why I do that is because I don't know if people are swearing in other languages.
Oh, I usually
So
just translate it on the fly.
I would translate things incredibly badly.
Uh,
So
well, and in fairness, though, sometimes they are coming in and it's just like, oh, this is literally just Russian propaganda. Okay, that's a ban.
I
It's like, oh, I see you're here to intimidate the Ukraine. Nope, out.
what? I'm in Joe Stream intimidating Ukraine. What was the question of the chase? It was Hermitcraft is a popular YouTube series based on what game?
Zelda.
Zelda was the answer
Now,
that they
here's the
gave.
thing, though, is that's a good strategy if somebody's like, here's a word that you've never heard before in relation to a video game. It's probably from a popular enough video game that you could be expected to have heard of it, but a video game that has a lot of weird stuff in it. And so that's either like Final Fantasy or Zelda are your two safe bets there.
Yeah, unfortunately, it has the word craft in the name. So, yeah. So yeah, that being on the chase kind of like was like a I suppose all the Brits went, "Whoa," and all the Americans went, "Is that good? Is that good?"
Yeah. Oh, hey, apparently in the original Whack-A-Mole machine, the timing of the moles was controlled by tones from an audio tape.
Oh my God. How are you going to incorporate that, Joe?
Do they have clearly I need skulk sensors. That would actually let me wirelessly raise them. And then
Yeah, well, I'm just looking here and go, I know that skulk sensors are a thing. I don't know what they do
oh, they
because I have
listen for different sounds. So
well,
this has pushed this build into 119, but it's actually kind of fun um as a
okay,
thing.
so I've got the hood attached. I just need to now attach the back to each other. Okay, so
Okay.
I think
So like Cleo, for example, I could have a skulk sensor set to only fire a redstone signal if it hears a door open, right?
right.
And then I have a bunch of different piston tapes that do different things. Like one of them will open and close a door every so often. And then I have another
Uh-huh.
piston tape that will do something else that makes a sound. That would
Okay.
trigger a different skulk sensor. And that way I can have all my piston tapes within audible range
Mm-hmm.
of the thing, but don't have to wire them independently.
Yeah.
And so
Makes
basically, it lets
sense.
me avoid a bunch of wires running into the moles from the
Thank you.
things. Blaze the
Sorry.
Banana says, I don't think skulk sensors can differentiate between sounds. They definitely can. Or at least they used to be able to. Did they take that out?
Scorpio has resubscribed for 10 months. Says, thanks for the great streams and videos. They make the workday so much better. Hope you're doing well and staying healthy. I am. I got weights the other day to start like weight training in my actual house.
Oh.
So I died like immediately.
I was gonna say, be careful with those. Like,
Oh yeah, like lightest thing, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. Because I was gonna say, I don't know what people are saying. Skulk sensors can't differentiate sounds. When they first came out, in the very first snapshot with them, there were 16 different types of sounds they could differentiate between. Um, or okay, actually, what it is you run a comparator out of it, and then you could use that. But like, basically, the if you I think it's a comparator. You hook the comparator up to it, and it's got 16 different settings depending on what sound it comes in.
Hmm.
But that's not like a special mod or anything. That was just the default at introduction behavior in that snapshot. So
Fair enough. Always recommend a punching bag for exercise. I have like recently just been able to get back to my pre-December running time. I kind of took most of December off running and stuff. So yeah, I've
mm-hmm.
finally worked my way back up to the time that I was running for. So, you know, taking time off is a bad idea, just saying. Everybody sit up straight, crack your backs. It's very important. Just proves you got a spine. So I'm actually quite pleased with how things are going.
Yeah.
Yay. One of the joys about leaving work.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone take a drink. I've been able to actually spend time on like myself. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, I think for me, most of my exercise was that I would walk like 3 to 5 miles a day, like to and from work,
Hmm.
round trip, and
Yeah.
so like that was I had a nice pedestrian commute, and
I mean, yeah, that's good. I was
I
on my
miss that.
feet for like you missed that.
What?
I
No,
was
it's
on
nice having an excuse to walk around the city, especially because the city is
true,
always changing. Like, there's just
true.
always buildings getting torn down and blown up and rebuilt around here because, like, real estate's in demand close to the city center. So,
Yeah, no. I mean, I my job used to be me on my feet most of the day.
mm-hmm.
But was I actually walking? No, I was just on my feet. I wasn't specifically walking anywhere. I was just on my feet around the classroom looking at kids' work and just, you know, doing what needed to be done. But I don't feel like I actually got like exercise, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So it is what it is. It was weird. Working in warehousing, your job has always been your work. I mean, if you have a job like that's fair play, but
Oh, yeah. When I worked at the styrofoam factory, I was running up and down the line because I was in charge of,
mm,
like, 7 machines or something like that.
you
And
get a
just
lot of steps.
constant. Yeah, you're just on
Yeah,
your feet running around for 8 hours, and it's good
yeah.
exercise.
Well,
Um,
that's the thing with teaching is like you say you get a lot of steps in. I didn't feel like I got a lot of steps in. I got very sore feet, but I did a lot more standing than I did walking.
mhm.
So I suppose it depends on what age range you teach as well. Working is walking my dog or going on Pokemon Go. Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons. One of the things that I decided that I was going to do when I quit my job is, you know, spend time on my health because I'm not, it's no secret that I'm massively asthmatic,
Mhm.
and you know I find exercise really difficult because I also have exercise related asthma,
Mhm.
so I have to be quite careful with what I do. So like having the time to spend to take care of myself, which will also help my asthma,
Mhm.
has like I haven't had a serious asthma attack in almost a year.
Mhm.
In almost a year. So, you know, It's one of those. It's been nice to take time for me and get some exercise, get some health, and actually expand my lung capacity. Zombies Run. I have used Zombies Run in the past.
Oops.
At the moment, I'm still working on Couch to 5. Well, I'm working on getting back to Couch to 5K because, I screwed up. Exercise-induced asthma is the worst. Yeah, it's really quite challenging to overcome, and it didn't help that I wasn't diagnosed until I was 18, at which point I'd already hated exercise because it made me feel awful. So, it's all fun and games. Late diagnoses can be just such a pain. Agreed. It just makes lives so much harder. Because sometimes it's a case of, is there something really wrong? Am I imagining it? Am I wasting the doctor's time? It's that kind of mentality, which is the problem. Because, business opportunity, humans flee, exercise app for the hungry undead. That's something I could definitely do. Okay. I've dropped a thread somewhere, but I think I don't care enough to undo all those knots. All right.
Oh no.
So I have, this is the hood, which is attached to the main bit via a row there, and then the back of the main bit is attached to the self. Let's take a look at this. Now I need to get 7 of each kind of strip, and then starting from the hood, tie them on to each knot in alternating colours. Okay. So, yeah. So, that would help if I could. Did you have to do the fitness gram pacer test when you were younger? We did the beep test, like, once. But, mostly gym in the UK is participation rather than, you must achieve this level of fitness. So, yeah.
But what if you
I have seen it on like American shows.
What have you seen on American shows?
The beep test, like the gram pacer test and how it kills people.
I have no idea what this beep test is.
3.
So,
where the beeps slowly get faster and you have to run a set distance before the end of the beep.
That sounds dumb. No, I don't know. I mean, I ran cross country and track, and we never did that in training, and we never did that in any of my gym classes. But what would I know? I only,
I only watch the American TV. I obviously know more than you do.
I mean, I guess I should have watched season 3 of Riverdale. I gave up after season 2, but I hear that's got the real inside line into American high schools these days.
Joe's bitter.
What? That
I know more about American culture than you do.
No, I just think it's dumb and not necessarily actually part of the culture. Like, so there's a lot of stuff that's just like, oh, well, let's put this on TV.
They're called stress tests in the US.
Well, I don't know. My school.
I think it might
those.
just be you, Joe, that has never used them. Everyone else seems to know what they are. Had to do it twice a year.
Maybe. Well, here's the thing: is like, okay, so sometimes stuff like this is a state standard in 10 states, but we have more than 10 states,
which is stupid. I don't know if that silence is Joe being mad at me or
No,
not.
I'm trying to figure out. There's something here like, at least we don't force whales to build a dam they don't want. But like,
I mean, I'm sure if you go down that route, there is plenty I could say that is very uncomplimentary.
oh, certainly. But it's not directed at whales, so you're gonna have to reformulate a little bit.
I mean, to be fair, that's true. That's true. It's not directed at whales.
America very rarely tells whales what to do.
I mean, it's not unheard of, but I think America tells a lot of countries what they expect from them. At least our York is new. Okay, JT. Hey, Liara, how you doing? Good morning. That's a 10-month resubby. Thank you very much. I don't know. Is your York now new? I mean, it's called New York, but it's like hundreds of years old now.
Well, but by your standards, doesn't that still keep it pretty new?
I mean, but we're not going by our standards. We're going by American standard, which means anything older than 20 years is ancient.
Oh yeah, we had there's part of the Tennessee State Museum that I visited last weekend. There's a section called Early Expressions, and it's art in Tennessee before the 1900s.
Okay.
So there you go.
Okay. Canadian here with a newer York than you. Dang it. Coming over here, stealing our names. Well, going over there and stealing our names, technically, I suppose.
Yeah.
I liked it when it was called New Amsterdam. I just would like to clarify, I am only joking. It doesn't, I sometimes people get really let's call it upset when I make fun. Go through. There you go.
I need to maybe figure out better crafts in advance. Having that 9 weeks of castle kind of spoiled me because I never had to decide what to do next. But I came up with this idea like, oh, I'm gonna look at all the art on these old arcade machines and see what I could use design wise for my own Redstone game. And it turns out the old arcade machines just had terrible or unusable art in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no, that
Like it's just
I'm
like,
not surprised by that.
oh boy. So then I'm like, oh, okay, now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do instead. And I don't know, man.
I'm sure your chat can help you figure out a different way of doing this.
Well, so I'm like now I'm looking at the Pokemon Legends Arceus page because I'm thinking I'm gonna stream that. That's part of why I got the new capture card.
Hmm.
And I'm like, maybe there's something on here I could draw, but I actually don't really. I don't know.
I mean, the problem with these craft streams is having a craft that you are willing to do
Yeah.
week in, week out. I mean, I keep it. I mean, I've now got my bullet journal and I've got some cross stitch that I could just do. You kind of need a filler activity, Joe.
Yeah. Well, I keep thinking that the activity I have planned is gonna be better than it is. Unfortunately. uh,
We've all been there, Joe. We've all
yeah.
been there. So I've got a little mane coming on with my unicorn. It's fluffy. We like it. It's fluffy. Can't wait for Legends Arceus, mostly because of the Voltorb getting some love. Okay. See, I've never really been. I mean, I've played Pokemon Blue, but I've never really been a Pokemon person kind of thing. That was the extent of my Pokemoning, apart from like that heady day of those heady days of Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
Is the unicorn blanket for myself or is it a gift? It's a gift for the stream. Um, it's basically me going. I want to do this kit, and it will get done.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's just a treat for the stream. Something to do, something I felt like doing. I mean, it's been sitting down the side for a bit, so never played Pokemon. Bought my son one of the games for his DS, and he never played it either. Complete. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I watched the TV show more than I actually played the game, so it's one of those things. Need more zombie themed Pokemon. Not everything I do has to be zombie themed.
Why
For the
not?
stream, we're going to ship it around the world, taking turns to have it, like a teddy bear, pass between students in class. No, but you can have your imaginary blanket. Kids are just like that, JT. Kids collect Pokemon cards and never play them, and I mean, a lot of the things it's having something to collect that children like the idea of, rather than you know like, well, in that case, playing the game. So they're very pretty set of colors. I like it. Yeah. Play the card game with your kids, and it's pretty fun. This blanket is like a meter.
What does it measure?
Because it's for a child. So yeah. I'm just looking at the instructions of it, and like at the moment it's just keep knotting. Just keep knotting. Just keep knotting.
Just keep knotting.
Knotting, 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 knotting. It's knot it, make the horn. Swirl the horn. Make the ears. Then put these things on the blanket. It's not rocket science, I'm not gonna lie. Does it work for a child at heart? I mean, I'm not even sure I can fit my head in that hood. I've also realised I've not put these things on the hood. These things are in the wrong place. I need to undo all of these. All these coloured ones. Am I a child at heart? I don't know. Can I fit the hood in? I can fit the hood on my head. So, But yeah, let's get all the coloured things back off, because, Cleo's a failure. I mean, it's already got the bi-flag colours on it. So I tied these really tight. No. Except it was a dinosaur, not a unicorn. Yeah, I mean, I'd be up for a dinosaur as well, but, that comes from my love of rocks. My love of rocks. There we go. You can literally rip me because, zombie. It's kind of my thing. You don't need to apologise for saying rip. Also, no. The trans flag is white, white, blue, and pink. The bi flag is blue, purple, and pink.
Okay. Hey, Mouse Mac, thank you for the 9. Let's see, that puts us 5 away from the next Face Gamer expansion. Who says, hey, I tried to contact you via Twitter but couldn't figure out how. We'll be in Tennessee, Nashville, the 11th through 20th. 11-20 May, Friday 13th and Saturday 14th. Community meetup. COVID dependent. Possibly, in your tweet you didn't say the dates, and I was trying to figure out a non-sarcastic way to say if you don't include the dates, I can't plan a meetup. and I was unable to come up with a. I did not have time to figure out how to respond to that before the next
Joe
thing
had
that I had.
joke anxiety, is what we're saying.
Well, no, it's just one of those things like if something pops up on my phone, I have basically until I put my phone down to respond to it, and then I'm not gonna get back to it usually because
Yeah,
whatever
that's.
you like, oh my daughter needs something, or oh this food needs to come out of the oven, or something.
Mm.
So like yeah, I saw the message and I saw there was no date on there, and then I never followed up because I didn't see a date on there, and I didn't know how to ask politely.
Yeah,
So okay, yeah, let me write that down.
yeah.
So Saturday,
Jay, that is
14th of
something you
May.
can go and look up. You know, that's an easy thing to look up. What
Uh,
did I think of Mumbo Scars and B Dubs Mountains? I thought they were very pretty.
Let me check something real quick.
Mumbo says, "Oh, I'm going to come to you next time I need a geologist overview," and I'm like, "I'm just going to make stuff up, you know." And he's like, "Yeah, wouldn't expect anything less."
Let me check if that
Um,
weekend is okay for me. Yeah, that weekend is theoretically okay for me. What we probably do, like 9 out of 10 times for a community meetup, is we would just do it at a coffee shop that has counter service because you don't want to have like a waitress dealing with people coming in and out for a few hours. And I would just say, hey, I'm going to go to this coffee shop for 2 hours on this day, and anyone who wants to is welcome to come by and say hello. And then we do like a meetup, and then usually like somewhere between like 8 and 16 people show up. It's hard to say with COVID going on where we're going to be in May if that's safe, but yeah. So anyway, yes. So you did successfully contact me. Sending me a tweet was the right way to do it. But yeah, I just don't
yeah.
respond to everything. But thank you.
Enjoyed your comment on Mumbo's video. Thought of you when I saw the videos. I mean, I don't. I'm just pleased that geologists are getting asked to do stuff. Geology isn't like the most in you know. If you don't know anything about geology, it's not the thing that people think of that as something that's particularly exciting, you know. So it's just nice to have geologists doing stuff on YouTube.
Ren the Observer says, how do we know who is a mod on YouTube Live? Well, elements of the mod subculture include tailor-made suits, music like soul, rhythm, blues, ska, and jazz, and motor scooters like the Lambretta or the Vespa.
Mm-hmm.
In the 60s, the subculture listened to power pop rock with groups like The Who, The Small Faces, that sort of thing. The original mod scene was associated with amphetamine-fueled all-night dancing at clubs. So, I mean, that's pretty much what to look for. Your name is Ren
And
the Observer. You should be observant enough to figure that out from there.
they used to have like fights on Brighton Beach, like between the mods and the rockers, like on like every summer for like years.
Nice. Now, would you go to this, or would you just hear about this from friends?
How old do you think I am, Joe?
I don't know, Cleo. 41.
Was that 31 or 41?
I said 41.
You're correct. Still wasn't alive in the 60s, Joe.
I don't know, man.
Can you do math, Joe? Is math one of your skills?
I'm doing like I can do math if I'm not doing like 3 other things. I'm doing like 3 other things. I'm trying to find a good picture to draw in my botany textbook. Because clearly whatever I had been doing was not working. So.
I mean, it was working fine for me.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you're getting stuff drawn, but I'm not.
I'm not getting anything drawn. I'm getting stuff done, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try again. This is the hood. This is the side of the hood. I want the actual top of the hood. Who's messaging me?
It's not me. So you can ignore it. What? I'm just letting you know. Like, if you're like, oh, is that Joe being like, hey, there's somebody in your chat that you need to pay attention to real quick. I'm not side channeling you.
No, it's cool.
Is it?
It's just the my server's acting up as it is, so sometimes. Thank you, pushed.
Maybe it would help if I looked at the table of contents and then went to a chapter that I was interested in.
I could be A time traveler. Joe can't know that for sure. I mean, Joe can't know that for sure.
No, I can't.
Um, I mean, would you be willing to take my assurances that I'm not a time traveler?
I would very politely accept them, but whether or not I internalize them, I would leave you guessing on.
Okay. I did ask you for a time travel book recommendation, to be fair.
Yeah, and I got you the best.
You did, and it was very useful when I took my time to to pre-Cretaceous America.
Oh, section 7 isn't actually available in the print book. It's online only. Dang it. I was like, "Oh, this looks like an interesting chapter. Let me pull from here the stuff about global ecology and dynamics of
Yeah.
community and
Well,
ecosystems."
it's like sorry, just going off a chat. It's like saying that the 90s was 30 years ago, and then having that in my brain, I'm going, no, unacceptable,
Yeah.
unacceptable.
Yeah.
I refuse to accept that. See? Well, it's not like Cleo can know for sure that she won't be, not be a time traveler. I mean, that's true. I don't know. I might be the person who invents time travel. But that would explain why there's currently no time travelers in our timeline, because I haven't invented time travel yet. And when I do invent time travel, obviously there will suddenly be an upshoot of travelers coming back in time. But that's how that works. Until this timeline plays out, we cannot go back in this timeline. How do I know you're not a time traveler? Because I said this, Sam. I haven't yet invented time travel. This is, this is how this works, I'm afraid. Until I invent time travel, you can't be a time traveler. I see the one. Are you okay? Yeah, the thing is, I still get carded. I still get carded for alcohol. And I'm like, are you just being nice?
Well, on the days I would ride the bus to work, sometimes they would just charge me the child rate. Like
Yeah.
it's technically like the high school student rate or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But like I would get my like I'd be like, one way, give my ticket. They give it, or so you pay for like $20 of bus fare at once, right? And then
Yeah.
they deduct like minus $2.30 for like an adult, right? And
Okay.
sometimes I would get it back, it'd be minus 110 because they just assumed I was a high schooler. Which I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I had a backpack, but like I was 32. It's just like, okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, but even so, the thing is, it's challenge 25. So
What's
in the
challenge
UK,
25?
you tend to get challenged if you look under 25.
Uh huh.
Now I'm just like, are you just being nice, or you just like, is this a way for you to make people feel good? Because that's the only thing I can think of. Because I'm not lying to you. I do not look under 25. I do not. So,
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting carded less the longer the pandemic has gone on. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah, this was before I grew my beard, but
Oh yeah, no, your beard is it puts you at man, you know?
thanks, Cleo.
I didn't say old man, I just said man.
Mm-hmm.
Just wow, sensitive.
What? All I did was express appreciation.
In that tone.
In that tone. Okay. I don't know, man.
Just an old man now.
I'm just I'm tired like an old man. Like I don't know, yesterday.
We didn't get to that. We didn't get to that earlier. I'm just tired.
Yeah, no,
We,
yesterday I like just kind of hit a wall where I was like I need to go to sleep now, but I have responsibilities, so I can't.
well, like I was saying, I was unwell yesterday and I had to lie down
Hmm.
after buying carbon monoxide alarm just randomly.
I don't
So I
think.
feel you.
Well, that's the thing though, is I don't think I was sick. It's just like I just been. Well, what's really frustrating is I feel like I'm not even getting that much done, but I'm just constantly doing stuff, and then I'm
Yeah,
tired,
yeah.
but I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything. I don't know, and so, but like, yeah, yesterday I was just like at the point where like I was technically awake, but I was like I can't form sentences well or follow simple
Hmm.
instructions. Like, can I please just go lie down?
Yeah, yeah. Funnily enough, I was like that yesterday. In fact, I was feeling so unwell, guys. And this is something I was talking to Joe about before. This is one of the things we were talking about when we think, oh yeah, we should be live right now. I went and bought this carbon monoxide alarm because my brain was just like, I feel dizzy and my head is hurting. Obviously, it's carbon monoxide. So I actually went and I've already got a carbon monoxide alarm. I went and bought another one because maybe that one's broken. That's that's what my brain does when I'm not feeling well. It's just sort of like just this is where I ask if you need a nap, Jeff.
Yeah, but oh boy,
Yeah, but am I gonna get one? No.
no. Well, that's the thing is like even if I ended the stream, it's like, well, what are all the other things I have to do before I could take a nap? It's like okay,
But yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I don't think it helps that yesterday I had to do a bunch of tax stuff to like
Ugh.
so I have to actually send these out today, but I had to fill out the contractor tax forms for all my moderators and people who like my brother who did music work for me and stuff.
Yeah.
And like it's not necessarily difficult to do these things, but it's incredibly important that you pay attention to a lot of details and you have to double check everything because if you screw anything up it's very inconvenient to
Mm-hmm.
fix. And so it's
Yep.
like I'm like double checking like the spreadsheet records with the invoices people sent me with my actual like bank withdrawals or PayPal payments to people, and like it's like okay, if this one doesn't add up, why doesn't it add up? What's missing? Like let me go through. Oh, okay, there was another song that I also paid for. I need to make yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's just
That reminds me, I need to get a tax accountant before before April. Now that you said that.
you know. So like I think that's part of why I was so burnt out yesterday was because I spent like
Mm.
3 hours just doing that.
Braining.
Yeah, and so before I could actually go rest, I need to actually go send copies of those to all of the people as well because like
Oh yeah.
I filed with them with the IRS yesterday, and I had to wait to see if they were like rejected because like if you fill them out wrong, the IRS will sometimes like if it's certain types of mistakes, they have automatic screening things, and they'll
Hmm.
just be like, hey, we're rejecting this. You need to refile it. And if any of those got rejected, then I needed to fix them before I sent them to the people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
You had to adult for a
yeah.
bit for a
So
full day.
so that's the thing is so that once I get done here, I actually have to go send those. So it's not even like oh yeah, I'll go take a nap. It's like oh yeah, I'll go do more taxes.
Yeah.
Like no, I'd rather sit here and do a bad job at drawing than go
Well,
do more taxes right away.
I'm at the point where I'm just like I need to get an accountant. One because you need certified returns to get a house mortgage.
That might be a
And
UK thing. But we don't have
yeah, yeah.
certified returns. Basically, the IRS double checks my work with an automated process anyway. So
Yeah.
like, if I was lying, I I would get caught, basically.
Yeah.
At least at my income level. Once you get into the, like, for people who have millions of dollars, there's ways to hide money, but then you're not going to have a hard time getting a mortgage anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you, Cam, for the raid. I do appreciate it,
But, like,
honey.
yeah, at my income level, you know,
Yeah. Well,
basically, if it files and the IRS accepts it, my bank treats it like an affidavit,
yeah.
you know?
Well, I think that's true of most, like, of some mortgage lenders, but it's also the fact that I pay taxes at the moment. I'm paying because I don't really understand how the deductions and stuff work for businesses.
Uh huh.
I don't really deduct anything.
Mm hmm.
So I've been paying like flat tax for years now. Like the highest rate of tax you possibly could get. So having an accountant who would go, one, who will certify my accountancy records, and two, will do the deductions for me.
Mm hmm.
I might actually save money if I get an accountant to do it, which
Yeah.
is horrifying.
Yeah, I'm kind of that's one of the things that's holding me up on getting the merch store off the ground is I need to get an accountant to handle the state sales tax
Hmm.
because that's something when I used to ship people T-shirts and stuff, there was a federal law that temporarily prevented sales tax from applying to
Hmm.
that basically said, hey, this e-commerce thing is new, we want to see where it goes,
Oh
and
yeah, the one that said you only have to pay sales tax for the people in the state where you're registered.
mm-hmm. But
Yeah,
that's
I heard
expired.
about that.
Yeah, so now I'd have to pay sales tax for all 50 states that we ship to, and by we I mean like me. And
Right.
so that's kind of one of those things like, I don't know that I definitely can't do that on my own.
Hmm.
I was also kind of waiting to see what happened. Did I tell you I renewed my lease on my apartment?
You said something you were going to, but I don't think
Yeah,
we've
I
got
was
on
on the
there yet.
fence. I was like, I'm either gonna renew the lease or like go month to month and then move as soon as my daughter gets out of school up this summer.
Yeah.
And so the other thing was I didn't want to get an accountant here and then move out of town
Hmm.
in 4 months and then get another accountant. I was kind of like
Yeah.
waiting to see where things stabilized. But since I got the lease through not this summer, but since it was expiring in February, which is super awkward anyway, I was like, could I get a
Hmm.
16-month lease so it expires basically when my daughter gets out of school in a year and 4 months? So that means we've got over a year in this place, which is still falling apart. But now I feel less bad about like bringing in my own electricians and stuff to fix things because I'm like, well, I'll get to enjoy them for at least 16 more months.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm at the point where it's just a case of I can't like my rent is I stayed in this place for 15 years.
mm-hmm.
My rent is incredibly favorable to me. Um, the house might be very small and it might be falling apart, but my landlord could get, considering its location, he could probably get at least $400 more, $400 more, or pounds more,
Mm-hmm.
if he decided to evict me and put someone else in here.
Yeah,
But he's at the point where it's just sort of like, you've been here for 15 years, you pay on time every single time, you don't bother me for tiny little things that you could do yourself,
yeah,
and and no one's ever complained about you. And he's basically said, you just have my permission to do whatever you need to the house, just.
mm-hmm.
And then he gives me cheap rent.
That's fantastic.
So being trustworthy for a long period of time has its results, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I was kind of upset about was my landlord wanted to jack up my rent by $100 a month,
Hmm.
and I was like, well, here, let me just run you through some of the things. It's like that the maintenance guy said was going to happen that never happened. Let me list all of the things that are,
Oh
and I'm
no.
like, these are not things I expect you to fix. I was willing to put up with them at this price, but you start raising the price, I'm going to start asking you to fix things. You know?
He just looked at you and went, I see.
And so
Is it
he
worth?
so I was just like, how about $50 more a month and you replace this one thing that you said you were gonna replace? And he's like,
Yeah.
how about 60? And I'm like, fine. So the rent is still going up, that's but less than um he tried to get
Yeah.
me on. And theoretically now they still haven't actually come in and replaced that thing, and it's been like a week and a half. So I'm kind of on the fence about I'm at this point I'm like, you know what, I'm fine with it. Like the fact that I'm not having the whole amount, it's fine. Like,
Finish the hood. Yay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I say, my rent is very favourable, but he's also said as soon as you um as soon as you need something big fixed, just give me a call.
mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try and get the oven replaced at some point soon because, you know, it was old when I moved in. It still kind of works.
Yeah, I'm like, it's one of those things, like my refrigerator, for example, like every 3 days it'll just be leaking water onto the kitchen floor. It's like, okay, let me go mop that up again. I'm really really tempted to just go buy a new refrigerator and not, like, because the guy's not gonna replace it, and
No,
he's not probably gonna notice if I replace it.
but he might.
And like, yeah, in theory I would be violating the lease if I replace the refrigerator,
Yeah.
but like it's like
Well,
it's
here's
probably
the other option.
it's super old and it's broken, and I'm tired. I'm just so tired of it. Like, I just, here's the thing too, is like, if I, you know, I feel like that's one of those things, like if I have an interview with my next landlord and they're like, yeah, it says you were kicked out of your last apartment for violating the lease, when we called them for the reference. It's like, well, yeah, because they wouldn't replace the refrigerator, and so I just went and bought one myself. It's like, he was looking for an excuse to kick me out on a technicality. That was it. That I put money into the apartment and replaced a 40-year-old appliance. Like,
Yeah.
I'm willing to take that hit if I have to, but I
Yeah.
shouldn't have to. I don't.
Hammer Time has resubscribed for 5 months. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of at that point. My landlord probably wouldn't say anything, to be fair. He'd probably be fine with it, to be honest.
Liara says, any clue what's causing it? Well, every time there's usually a pool of water that has frozen in the base of the refrigerator, so I have to manually defrost it, like ice pick out the ice every few days. This is, when people are like, Joe, you're always so tired. Why don't you delegate some of the things that are using your energy? It's like, I delegate everything I possibly can. I'm wasting all my energy ice picking my refrigerator. Like, it's like,
Well, yeah, I was really pleased when I mean, I had a fridge freezer that was mine. There is a tiny one, but I brought in my own. So, it's much bigger than theirs, and has a freezer except instead of one of those tiny little drawers for freezing things in. So, I was never gonna rely on their fridge, but having just got a new one, it's so much better than the one that I was using before. I mean, the other one I used was a hand me down from my sister.
mm-hmm.
So thank you for all the people who donated to get me a new fridge. I really, you guys make a difference, is what I'm saying. I can actually have, healthy food that I've made from scratch sitting and waiting for me, so I don't, just so I don't have to go and get junk food every day. I have not eaten junk food in January.
Oh, that's good.
Oh no, that's a lie. That's a lie. When my fridge broke, I ate
That's
junk
a
food for a
lie.
day.
That's a lie.
It's a lie. It's a lie. But I've been trying really hard. But since my new fridge, been eating much healthier, more energy kind of food. The fish finger box, just big enough for a small box of fish fingers. Yes, that one. That's the one. So I've got like a good size fridge, and I got one that was 50% freezer, so
Mm-hmm.
I actually freeze full meals and can have those, as soon as they've defrosted. And it's like, I swear, batch cooking has changed my life.
Yay.
House prices are so insane that owning a home is basically not possible for the next decade or so in my country. I mean, I am going to be specifically moving to a very, I mean, because I don't have to worry about where I work. Because one, because my fallback career is teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and two, I work on YouTube for a living. Um, so I don't actually have to worry about that. When you have an unhealthy day, what's your favorite takeaways? I like Chinese food, like really like Chinese food. Yeah, you got lucky, Kat. Well, I say lucky. You got in at the right time, which I suppose is his own form of luck, and were able to find somewhere. So yeah, that's what my life has been like at the moment. I've been trying to eat well. I've been trying to live, ever since quitting
Mm-hmm.
school. I'm not going to say everything's coming up Millhouse, but it's just been easier. It's just
Oh,
been easier.
yeah. Well, as much as I'm complaining about this, that, or the other thing, it's like in a lot of ways it would be a lot harder to have my day job back. Um,
Yeah.
and like, I mean, they're trying to hire somebody to replace the person who replaced me right now, and
Oh.
yeah, it's one of those things like with Hermitcraft being non-existent at the moment. It's one of those things
Hmm.
where I'm just like, oh boy, it would be nice to have a salary again, but I don't. The thing is, I couldn't necessarily just go take that job until
Hmm.
Hermitcraft came back. You know
No,
what I
you'd have
mean?
to have it,
I like
for a longer period of
if
time.
I was gonna commit to it, it would be like
Yeah. I have to say, being a Twitch partner has saved my bacon on that because, they're like having people donate to you, it makes a difference, and having people being able to sub to you
mm-hmm.
has made a difference. So, if you're asking if you make a difference to the creator just by subbing, you do. You absolutely 100% do.
See, I would rather go back to my day job than sign that terrible contract that they keep offering. Like I really just like I'm sorry. I've just been dealing with the same nonsense from Twitch for like 7 years on this, and I
That's
won't
fair.
have it. Like,
I'm okay. I understand. I'm
thank
happy to sell my soul to the devil. It's fine.
thank you, Alex C for tipping 5, who says these streams are the best. That actually puts us at our first face camera expansion of the stream. So here we go. Howdy,
And
y'all.
also, we give him goodies. Thank you for the
Crow Hills
bits
here, expanding
and pills.
as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee 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 dee
Dee, dee, dee,
dee dee.
dee, dee. Thank you for the bits you pushed.
Like, yeah, I would probably like I would stop streaming before I signed the current Twitch contract that they're offering me.
That's
I
fair.
I just I'm like I don't know. I'm sorry. I've
That's fair. I mean, we've each got our own things that we need to deal with.
yeah,
That's
no,
fine.
I've talked to them about this so many times, and like yeah,
I get you. I understand. I was wary at
it's not
first
worth it
too.
to me. Uh
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's us chat to the devil. At least the ones who have retrieved the OWO stream. Yes. Curse you. What is better, a tier one Twitch sub or a 5 tier Patreon? Patreon. Patreon, you get more money from Patreon. Um, I will also point out you get better benefits over on Patreon if you go there, because you also get access to the server. So just saying. Um, Everyone have a drink. Twitch is 50%, bits are 100%. Patreon, I get something like 80%.
Well, you don't get 100% of bits because they take it out.
No,
Like,
I get 100% of the bits that people give
okay,
me.
okay, but if somebody buys $20 worth of bits,
Yeah.
you don't get $20.
No.
That's what I'm like. Like they're hiding it. They're
Yeah, they're
obfuscating the
hiding it.
cost.
But if you donate it to me, I get that full amount. However, if you go to Patreon and you become a Patreon,
You just get
that is
$20.
arguably it. More of that comes to me. Thank you, Ophelia, for the biddies. And then you get to join Zombiecraft, and I'm really sorry about that.
Matrim says, "Why don't you guys buy or build a home? Because I can't afford to. You need a down payment for that, and I'm a single parent, and you know what costs a lot of money is divorce, and then also raising a child without help, and
Living.
so it's really hard for me to get tens of thousands of dollars together for a down payment. Um, so yeah. Also, the real estate market right now where I live is insane, and so even like what I thought 2 years ago, like, oh, if I save up this amount of money, I can get like a decent sized condo. No, not anymore. Like everything's just stupid right now. So it's a terrible time to buy a house or a condo. Um,
Mm,
so if you don't have to hold out, that's why I signed that 16-month lease because I'm like maybe it'll have calmed down by then.
yeah, hoping.
But
Paying more in rent than we would on most mortgages. I am.
oh, I pay more
I
on rent than a
even.
lot of people pay on mortgages, and I'm very upset about that.
Oh yeah,
You're
absolutely same.
absolutely right. I'm not saying that this is the better thing to do. I'm saying when I tried to buy my own place 2 years ago, the bank laughed at me. So,
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a case of money is money's tight
not
when
every.
you're on your own.
Yeah.
I mean, even as a teacher, I was I was struggling. You know,
Yeah.
I have actually my situation has improved since going full time, fortunately for me. So, yay. I've had renting neighbours who were paying twice my mortgage for rent in a similar house. Here's the thing, if I was to rent this house I was currently in, I would be paying probably about £200 less than I rent each month.
Or are you saying if you bought that house, your mortgage?
Yeah, my mortgage would be £200 less. You know?
Yeah.
So I obviously am paying a premium because, I live here. Famously poorly paid. Teachers are less poorly paid here than in America. I mean, they're still not well paid. Um, Sometimes life is tough. Yeah, I mean, this is why I love Stream Days with Joe. We get into these sorts of
Yeah. This I get to be vocal about how I feel all the time. It's nice.
I know. That's fine. The tips for your Streamlabs go 100% to the creator. They do. They do. So if you're gonna tip via Streamlabs or PayPal or anything like that, those go directly to us.
Yep.
So
So for
they do
example,
make massive difference.
Amanda just sent me $20 on PayPal. Who says supporting words go here? Thank you, Amanda. And yeah, that whole 20
Oh
gets to me instead of Twitch. So
no!
thank you,
Yay!
Amanda.
Joe!
Expand Jost. Or no, it's just Joe because we
Joe!
we
No,
haven't
it's
actually reduced the
Joe.
capacity.
I don't know who did that. It's a birthday, oh. Oh no,
Oh, did somebody
happy
do that?
birthday.
Whose birthday is it?
I can't remember who did this to me. Who did
Is
this
it
to me?
Arena?
And check.
Arena?
It is Arena.
Wowo's birthday?
Oh, birthday.
Feliz
Oh.
cumpleaños, Sati. Feliz cumpleaños, Sati. Feliz cumpleaños, Arena Snowo. Feliz cumpleaños, Sati. That's really hard to do.
It's really hot. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
To you, Woo.
You
Come on.
look like a monkey and smell like one too.
To Woo.
Woo.
Come on.
Yeah.
Put some effort into it.
I'm sorry, Joe. Am I not doing it sufficiently for Joe's tastes? Oh my goodness, Joe! Why do you like this, Joe? Why do you always like this? Joe doesn't appreciate me. That's all I'm saying. He is just... Joe makes me sad. Joe makes me angry. Joe is always like this. You don't know, people. You don't know what Joe does to me. You don't know. He's not a small mad. It is a big mad. I am 100% serious. How do you not know this? It is not a tantrum. It is just dealing with real life here. You don't know. None of you know. Hopefully we make Joe die. Joe can't breathe. Joe die. Very serious. Joe dying. Are you satisfied with what you've done, Joe? Is it your fault?
Yeah. I'm just like,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad you're crying. You should cry. All of you. Feel very ashamed at what you have done. Shame. Shame on all your houses. A pox. A pox on all your houses. Thank you, Davorak, for the 5 community gift subs. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yay! It's Joe's fault. He started it months ago.
I done nothing
you-
to you, Woo.
You... You have always done things to Cleo. Oh. So sad, Joe. Joe is fine. Don't be sympathetic to Joe. This is Joe's fault. Joe made the face. And now... Oh. And Aka gave out 10 community gift subs. You don't feel ashamed, Irina? Okay, Irina Snowo. I see you. I know who you are.
Where you're from, what you do.
Oh no. Has the food truck? Ah, it go down. I think we refreshed the stream and it didn't come back up.
Wait, really?
Oh no.
I see your stream.
No, my VTuber.
Oh.
My victoriousness. Cleo down. Oh no.
I believe in you, Woo.
No, you should not. You should not. I understand. I need to look at my overlays for like a minute.
Oh. See, that's not what I would have said.
Of course.
I would have had to look at my Joverlays.
Your overlays! Oh, it's back and I can stop now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm crying. I am crying.
I was trying to not have a coughing fit because you were
sorry.
no, sorry, like if I start laughing sometimes I can't stop myself from coughing and it was just
I mean that's entirely fair.
Oh boy.
People enjoy that somehow for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotta take some painkillers. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that I'm sure you're not joking.
No, that's not me. That's the chat.
Oh, okay.
I took painkillers before I came on.
Oh, well, then how are we gonna have mimosas later? I'm just kidding. I don't have any champagne.
I don't really drink, so you know.
Yeah. Also, it's 10 a.m. here, so I think even if
Yeah,
I was like, "Hey, Badger, you want to go buy some champagne?" They wouldn't.
I'm
I
sure
don't.
Badger will go. What happened?
Well, she would say no, but also they're not. I don't think they sell champagne until 11.
Oh, Kanarasha gave out a community gift sub, and we have a hype train. Thank
Thank
you very
you,
much, everybody.
Alex C, for tipping 3, who has some sort of Kirby emote with wings throwing a heart, and that puts us 17 away from our next face gamer expansion. Oh. Matchroom Cawthorn says, I asked because I grew up poor and my single mother built a house for us on her own. Well,
When?
yeah, I was gonna say what year? You know that like the markets are a lot different now. Like
You may have an issue with the fact that the current housing market has been bought up by landlords.
yeah, and
So there is no affordable places for houses because people are buying up to rent, which
yeah,
means there are no houses for regular people to buy.
and also if she got like the land for free or something, like or like at a discount from a relative, there's a lot of ways that you can not have cash and receive land or receive a house. But I've never started a stream and said, "Hey, looks like NJ Coffee Junkie up there in New Jersey just donated me her dad's house." Uh, thanks NJ. Like
Thanks for the bits pushed. Yeah, no, it's sort of like, and
NJ
it's
says,
also
"My
where
lungs
you
hurt,
live.
but no regrets." Well, I'm glad that you don't regret selling your dad's house instead of giving it to me. Uh,
Thank you, Intrella Custrine, for the biddies.
Everybody's now
Um,
saying thanks, NJ.
Imagine owning a whole house.
I know, right?
Rental investment is huge. It's huge, and it's
This was in
putting out.
Croatia 18 years ago. The Croatian housing market is likely very different from the American housing market. And even
Mhm.
18 years ago, so 18 years ago, I couldn't have gotten a mortgage because I was still in college. But like the part of like basically Nashville 16 years ago, or wait, when I graduated from college was 2008. So basically, places where it would have been like $275,000 to $300,000 to buy a house here are now
Mhm.
like 1.2 million. Like the housing
Yeah.
prices in this city have gone up just
Yeah. I mean,
insanely in the
I
last
live,
like 14, 13 years.
yeah, I live in the London commute zone. So the houses up here are being bought up by people who don't want to live in London anymore because the pandemic taught them the value of space. But also now I'm being priced out of where I lived, which I already was priced out. You know, it's a whole thing.
But yeah, the places that used to be like 80 to 120,000, for example, are
Hmm.
now up to half a million to 600,000.
Yeah.
So it's like
So like a
because
few years, let's take my parents' house for
yeah,
example. They used to have a house that was worth 120,000, and I looked for places around it the other day,
mm,
and it's currently a quarter of a million, and I'm just like, I can't afford that. I can't even, consider a time and place where I could afford that.
yeah, and unfortunately, most of the places outside of Nashville that I was considering moving to have also shot up in price since the
Hmm.
pandemic. And so it's just like can't win by staying, can't win by going. Um,
Owning also means repairing anything footing the bill, which is more expense on top of a mortgage. Yeah, but it's very rare. I mean, it's very rare that things go wrong on a regular basis.
well,
And we've already established that owning a house would mean I pay less each month, so I could put more into the house.
yeah, I mean, well, and the last place I lived, over the course of the time that I lived there, the landlord jacked up the rent by $600 a month, and So really, even if I was replacing 1 month the oven, 1 month the water heater, 1 month the dishwasher, like I would have to replace every appliance every year to
Mm-hmm.
hit that.
Yeah.
like and that's just the amount that in the 5 years I lived there they raised the rent. I That wasn't like the base, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
if the base I was paying, yeah, like just having a locked in mortgage and knowing what your rates are going to be and not having to deal with the landlord being like, well, it's an inconvenient time for you to move, so we're just going to keep raising the rent. Like,
Yep. And that's the problem. When there are no affordable homes for people to buy, landlords can raise the rent as much as they like.
yeah,
And, you know,
Flywood says $600. That's evil. Well, the thing is, it wasn't all at once. It was over the course of 5 or 6 years, right? So they're like, hey, it's time to renew your lease. Rent's going up by $90. Time to renew your lease. Rent's going up by $110. Time to renew your lease. Rent's going up by $100. If every year they just keep hitting you and hitting you and hitting you, yeah, before you know it, there's always the risk of deflation in the monetary market, but that's
hmm
super unlikely. I mean, in theory it is possible that your mortgage will go up in cost because money goes down in value. But realistically, if you lock in a mortgage at 1,500 a month or 2,000 a month, it's going to be 1,500 or 100 a month or 2,000 a month forever. You're not going to have the
hmm
landlords jacking it up every few months, or not every few
yeah.
months, every year, when the lease is up.
Thank you, McLesley, for the community gift sub, and thank you, Becca, who has resubscribed for 3 months. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's one of those things, and I mean, both me and Joe are looking to get houses within the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
So, um,
Like, I agree
but
with
I'm
y'all that
having to
buying a new
move
house is better. But yeah, it's like, yeah, Cleo's looking at moving, where?
like to the other end of the the country.
Mm-hmm.
I have to move to like Scotland and like one of the more rural areas of Scotland in
Mm-hmm.
order to be able to buy anything,
Yeah, and part of
you
my
know?
problem is I can't move somewhere that doesn't have a way for my daughter to get on a plane to go see her mom.
hmm
And so that means I have to live somewhere that has like basically a major airport, and any city that has a major airport is going to be about as expensive as Nashville,
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
or more expensive than
yeah.
Nashville. So
I
it's
mean,
not like I can move.
I could afford a mortgage easily. I could afford a mortgage 100% from tomorrow. I could for the kind of house I want, I could easily get a mortgage. I could easily pay a mortgage. What the problem is, one, certified income that I need to make sure that I've got,
Yeah,
which is why I want to get an accountant, and two, the deposit.
yeah.
It's
So
one of those things.
they wouldn't let me. I don't qualify for a first time homeowners loan until I have 2 years of being self employed. And the bank
hmm
told me when I applied for my mortgage last time, "Oh, you should have applied for the mortgage before you quit your day job." And I'm like, "Wait, you would rather somebody quit their job immediately after getting approved for the mortgage?" And they're like, "Oh
Well,
yeah,
they can't take it
absolutely."
away then.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Thank you,
"Oh,
Peter Lover and Ophelia for the biddies. Thank you.
well, so anyway, I can't even apply for a mortgage and actually get the first time homeowners loans until I get my second full year of being self-employed tax returns in. So it's like,
Has Joe considered going on Jeopardy? He's smart enough to do reasonably.
no, because I don't know anything. Somebody would be like, which Backstreet Boy is Justin Timberlake? And I would be like, I don't know, Justin Thoreau? And they'd be like, no, that's not. The answer is, what is Justin Timberlake? Um, like, I don't know enough about the Backstreet Boys to go on a show like
To
that.
go on Jeopardy. Oh, so yeah, that's why me and Joe don't have houses that we own.
Yeah.
We want to and could afford to.
I
However,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
so yeah,
I don't
like
know.
Joe's just sort of like tired of this
No,
now.
well, no, it's just like I've got Well, and there's also ongoing custody expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Like my ex keeps not showing up for her weekends, and I was talking to my attorney about dealing with that, and that's going to be like $3,500 to deal with. So I can just ignore it and have her keep not showing up for weekends, which means I can't plan anything ever, forever.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can deal with it, but like that's gonna set me back $3,500, which I'm not thrilled about.
Joe does accept donations, just saying.
Yeah, and so like I don't know. That's just like so like getting the house is a priority, but like I also have a bunch of other stuff that's unfortunately
Yeah.
also a priority because I feel like, maybe my kid should know if her mom's going to pick her up from school on the weekends, she's supposed to pick her up from school or not. Like, that would be just fantastic
Yeah.
for everybody involved.
Well, yeah, it would certainly make your daughter feel better, wouldn't it?
I'm getting really stressed out.
I know. Do you want us to stop talking about this? We can.
No, but you know what? I do need to. I've needed to refill my coffee for a while anyway, so I'm going to use this as an excuse to go
Yes,
get
that's what Joe
new
needs.
soda.
More caffeinating.
I need more caffeine. Clearly, the problem is I'm too tired right now. So I'll be right back. Cleo, can you watch the chats?
I can
Thanks.
certainly attempt to, Joe. Okay, let's get chats for both me and Joe. No, that is not the way to do it. Why can I not get Joe's chat? Let's make it big. No. There we go. There's Joe's chat. How are you doing, everybody? Question time, wrong answers only. There we go. I love how you went Elmo versus Rocco while being Cleo. It was the funniest thing ever. Is that what I was doing? Okay, I didn't know that was... Feel the need for more caffeine, but I also need to sleep later. Doesn't Joe like have 3 channels? I'm looking at Twitch. If Joe was a rock, which would he be? Joe strikes me as a conglomerate. That's what Joe strikes me as. If Joe was a rock, he would be a conglomerate. Why is water wet? It has to do with the boiling point of various substances when they're in amalgamation with each other. Had to go straight from birthday owo to business call. Water isn't wet. No. If Joe wasn't a rock, what would he be? Joe would be a pterodactyl if Joe wasn't a rock. And then he would scream at people for a living the way I do. What is your favourite bee and why? I am a big fan of the carpenter bee because they're not lazy like all the other bees.
I like the spelling bee because it's more competitive.
Yeah, again, bees, spelling bees whatsoever don't really
Do they have
apply.
spelling bees in England?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure they do after the Americans did it. I have done the entire edge in bright colours.
Woo!
Woo! So, and now after that, we've got to do the horn. You're a chess piece. Which one would you be? I would like to say queen, but I feel like a pawn. So, you know how that be sometimes. Okay, here comes the sewing part of this. Okay, I now need to sew. Right. So I've got to make the horn. I'm going to take the E sticker off. Pawn can turn into a queen. I feel that. Cleo's a horsey. Yep. A knight hopping around randomly. Wow. I mean, if anything, I'm probably a castle, a rook. I'm fairly direct.
Mm-hmm. I want to be a bishop because then the church gives you a place to live.
I mean, don't they frown on like children?
I mean, I don't know. It depends on the denomination, I guess.
I suppose so.
Like Church of England, are bishops allowed to have kids?
I think so. I don't know. I mean, vicars and that are allowed to, but
Yeah, I don't know if bishops are held to a higher standard or what have you.
I don't know. I mean, I suppose they'd have to work their way up the church regardless. So
Yeah, but it might be one of those things like if you're on the bishop track, you say like, okay, well, I'm not going to get married because I want to keep that door open later.
hmm
But like, I mean, there's some people are like, oh yeah, I'm never going to go rise above country vicar.
yeah, I guess. Hadn't
That's what I want to
really
do.
thought about that.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Cleo, I think it's time to start thinking about that because
I
you
mean,
don't want to
yeah,
close any
definitely.
doors.
Being a bishop is has been like as you know, as an atheist, I think it's my job to bring more diversity into the Church of England.
Yeah, I don't think there are enough um, atheists with kids that are bishops. Clearly.
Well, I don't have kids. Maybe are you suggesting I should have a child so I can become a bishop
Well,
for a religion I
if
don't
you're really
believe in?
if you're really trying to break ceilings, like that really seems like the way to do it. Get a twofer. So he says the be right back thing is still on fine. I mean, there's nothing of value up there at the top of the screen anyway. Um,
I mean, to be fair, I'm still shocked that Joe Soon hasn't moved. Wait, no, I'm not. I mean, is anyone really
don't
surprised?
make me tap the sign.
Don't let me tap the sign.
Oh boy.
Oh dear. Feels like it's been a day.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it does. I just
How
looked
are
at
we
the
going to
time.
deal
And
with Hermitcraft coming back?
I'll be fine with Hermitcraft coming back. It's it not being here that's killing me. That's like
hmm
how I get like de-stress from all of this stuff.
Yeah.
That's my coping mechanism for all of the stress of
Hermitcraft is Joe's coping
it
mechanism.
is. And like I'm like it's like Joe, you should have alternative coping mechanisms. And it's like I probably should, but I also need apparently
I don't
alternative
have
income.
time for alternative coping mechanisms.
Yeah, it's like
Zetman has resubscribed. That is a 7-month resub. I am doing fine. Thank you for asking. Joe gets de stressed by being around Cleo. I don't think that's true. That sounds like a lie. Hey, Zero.
but like I don't know. It's one of those things like I went from like being able to look forward to streaming at the end of the day to being like I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Like
Yeah, no, I see that. I see
uh
that.
thank you to Kevin for the 20. We were 17 away from the next face camera expansion. Now we are 3 past. Thank you, Kevin. Wait, where's my camera? Apparently I didn't turn the camera back on. So, well, either way, I've got the abacus here, and I did move the bead. So here we go. Expand, Joe. Do 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 do. And then
See
we
you later,
also
Cam.
got. Kevin says a bit to help with stress-related expenses. Thank you. Uh, Jay's tip 7. Woo! Thank you, Jays. That puts us 10 away from the next expansion. Who says, for some good luck. Appreciate it, Jays. Okay.
I think you guys are our good luck.
But yeah, I'm hoping that getting this Switch capture card thing,
hmm
like, and having Pokemon, because like, well, actually though, it's funny because the Civ streams, I really, they were really relaxing for me.
hmm
And I don't normally look at viewership numbers, but because like they make me
Yeah,
neurotic. But I
yeah.
noticed when I would pull up different things in YouTube, a bunch of stuff was like shifted over. Apparently, the viewership numbers were so much lower on the Civ VODs than on the VODs for everything else that it changed like the layout of the page.
Oh my god.
Like just enough like things were no longer aligned, right, that were normally aligned.
Yeah.
And my because I was a professional graphic designer for a few years, and something in my head was like, what happened to this page? What did YouTube change now? Oh no, YouTube didn't change it, just nobody's watching these. But like I would make more money on most Civ streams than I do on the arts and crafts streams.
Hmm.
So like from a not running out of money standpoint, continuing to do those is good probably, but like from a like not alienating all the people who enjoy Hermitcraft standpoint, I'm just like maybe I should move on and try something with the Nintendo or something. I don't know.
Well, if you ever need to stop the craft streams, just let me know.
Oh no, no, I'm not saying that I need to stop the craft streams. I'm just saying like as a point of reference,
Mm.
like um like the Civ streams didn't make as much as Hermitcraft, and the craft streams never made as much as Hermitcraft. But like,
Oh, no. No. Well, that's okay. I just like chilling with you, to be honest.
oh no, I benefit from yeah, like I enjoy chilling with you, and this is a high point of my week. Um, so I'm not. I'm
For
sorry.
some reason.
I wasn't trying to complain. Sorry.
Oh no, you
Although
don't
all
have
we do on these streams is complain.
Why are you not VIP'd? Why are you not VIP'd, Jim? Hmm? 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 That seems like a you fault. Hang on.
Yeah, you
Need
just type /VIP, and
I'm
then Golf
working on
Echo
it. I need to
Mike
get
India November India Tango Alpha Yankee.
It's your fault, Jim. Your fault. That's VIP.
Also, Jem, just so you know, we are in the
There you go.
open hangout room, so you can come bother us on
You
voice
can come
anytime.
and stop us being absolutely miserable buggers. You really want to.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Because, we put on our best face for other Del Barat gifted a sub to Gem. Thank you very much, Del. Yeah. I mean, I like doing the craft streams. The craft streams are just like, just relaxed and just chill enough. This
Uh-huh.
isn't your best face? No. No, my best face, like, I wouldn't say it has makeup or anything. It just has, less sadness. Don't do it, Jen. They'll make you say oh, oh. I mean, I won't make Jem say oh, oh because,
I mean, honestly, trying to make Jem do anything is a losing proposition. Like, just let Jem be Jem, and you're gonna get something better than whatever you were trying to do anyway. Like,
Exactly, exactly. Jem is perfectly capable of sorting out themselves. It's fine.
Gem selves.
Gem cells. Yes, sorry, I do apologize. I did not say it correctly. Oh. It's okay, Robin. It happens. People get gifted subs offline sometimes, and it's a good thing because then they go, I don't know who gave me this, and then they panic, and then it makes me giggle because I'm evil. So, what you gonna do? I have some better faces in the freezer. In the cloning vats, when you need it. Don't look away or your blanket will be turned upside down. Gonna have to have a drink. I've actually got the blanket on my lap, which is good because it's a bit chilly here, to be honest. Needs to be cold.
Yeah, it's only like -7 Celsius here right now, so
Okay, it's not that cold. That's a silly temperature.
it was like -9 earlier.
Well, that's even sillier.
I
I
know.
mean, as temperatures go, I thought Nashville was hot.
It is in the summer, but if you haven't noticed, we're in the northern hemisphere, and so this is better than a traditional Nashville winter would be 1 degree Celsius out and raining. Like for most of the winter, it would be 1 to 3 degrees Celsius. So like 33 to like 36 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly, and raining. And so it's
Yeah,
just
so warm.
so it's just warm enough that it's not snow, but it's soaking wet and and
That's
cold.
silly.
And so, honestly, having it be like 25 Fahrenheit or -7 Celsius is fantastic. This is way better than that. That's way better than
Way better. Did anyone own up to putting the Among Us statues over the Hermitcraft server? I'm sure so.
that. That sounds like lore. That's the fans' problem. I can't be bothered.
I do sometimes look at what people consider to be Hermitcraft lore, and I'm just like, really?
Okay.
Is this sort of like, are you bound by other people's lore? No, no. I think it was Cub. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. Oh, and there's a whole thing about like apparently like in some hermit's story or lore or whatever, we're like asleep on like their spaceship, like the eighth season of Archer or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
but like how do you know that those people that are saying that aren't currently in my snow globe dream, right, in the ninth season of Hermitcraft? Like,
Right?
like
Yeah.
maybe the only people who think that the last season didn't happen actually didn't happen themselves in their perception of that. Like,
Yeah. Because we didn't want them to. So we
yeah,
put them in a dream inside a dream.
yeah. And I haven't actually seen Inception, and I'm not going to in order to do this. But what I'll do is I'll just keep yelling Inception until people stop watching my
Leave me
videos
alone.
and leave me alone.
I'm at the point when people just ask me about other people's lore. He goes, "Did Mumbo or Grian or did Cub do this thing?" And I'm like, I don't know. Did they?
Yeah, that really doesn't sound like a Cleo problem at all. That sounds like a somebody else problem.
That sounds like other people's issues.
Yeah.
You know, like Phoenix Wright yelling objection, but it's Inception.
Inception.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you can follow what lore you like. You can make up your own lore. I see a lot of fan fiction for hermits. Um, but it's not personally binding. I am working on some more Friendom and stuff. So yeah, my own personal lore will be out. But Joe is not, you know, bound to that lore.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not really loreful. I'm more chaotic.
Ain't that the truth? Doesn't Joe write fan fiction with hermits?
Yeah, in my Hermitcraft fanfiction videos, like the Halloween one or whatever.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember. Horn of plenty.
Do, do, do.
In our current D&D campaign, you know that there's this thing called the Horn of Plenty where you can get like food and stuff. Where
It's
we've
like a
got one of
magical
those.
item or something.
Yeah, it's a magical item, and instead of it, getting like generic food, it just continually spouts out Greg's, which is a kind of like a fast food bakery kind of thing we've got over here.
Okay, I'm
So
completely unfamiliar with that. So I was thinking that it just kept producing a guy named Greg who's like particularly delicious if like
oh no, it's
fried or
not
something.
delicious. Let's be honest. The Horn of Plenty is not about delicious food. It's just about you will have sustenance.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we've got the Horn of Greg's. So we eat baked bean pasties and pizza for breakfast every time we're on a blooming
Nice.
quest. Not the Horn of Greg's. Can you weaponize? Oh, it only produces enough for our party really, so we can't really weaponize
You
the
can't
Greg's.
resell it.
Can't resell it. We do offer everyone. Go. Would you like a baked bean pasty? I'm very responsible for starting the prank war. Yes.
Excuse me.
want to tell you that you're amazing and I appreciate the effort and time you put into making content. Yay!
Yay.
That makes me think I should actually put more time and effort into making content. Uh,
I would love to.
I'd love to.
I
I'd
gotta
love
go
to.
send out tax forms though.
And I've got a phone around to a flipping accountant.
Oh boy. What glamorous
I
lives
might
we
just ask.
lead, Cleo.
I know. I might just ask X because X lives relatively nearby. Who's your accountant, X?
You actually
Can you give me a recommendation?
You actually really should, because you want somebody
Actually,
who specializes in entertainment, or at least has one other client who does that.
that's true. That's true. I
Like,
probably
I know you
should.
said that kind of as a joke, but that's probably actually your best plan.
That you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Because yeah, I was gonna look around with some music industry people, because that's kind of close.
Yeah,
Um,
that's.
and we got a lot of entertainment accountants in town for that reason. But
Thank you, Paleo, for the bitties. And Kenna Russia, thank you for the bitties. I mean, you know.
the big thing is, because I'm doing the sales tax stuff, I gotta find somebody who has some experience with interstate sales tax, which isn't normally something. I guess if you're doing live shows where you're traveling and selling shirts, that might come up. But like, a lot of people by that point have like a third party vendor, but I don't know. The problem is, I don't feel like I'm at a point where I can afford to like have a third party vendor do this for me, because I'm not operating at a scale where it's worth my time to pay somebody else to do it, right?
That's understandable. That's
like,
understandable.
Because like, if I produce a bunch of shirts myself and I mail them myself, I could make a few dollars per shirt, right?
Yeah.
But if I go through like a fulfillment house or whatever, I might make like, in order to keep the shirts if I sold the shirts at the same price that I would if I made them myself, I might end up making 30 cents per shirt or something, which at a huge scale, if I was selling, 3 million shirts or something stupid, 30 cents times 3 million, that's fantastic, right?
Yeah.
But like, if I'm only going to sell 1,000 shirts a year, which might even be optimistic, that might be way too high. 30 cents, it's like for $300, I might as well just not do it.
Yeah.
Because the amount of effort required to deal with people being like, hey, the printer screwed this up. And then I'm like, well, I didn't see it because I'm using this fulfillment house. Now I got to call the fulfillment house because I'm getting these emails from people who are upset. It's like I'd rather just do it myself.
Yeah.
And like,
I mean, there was a time when I was looking into screen printing just to get some stuff out to Patreons, and then and then I was just like, I can't learn this whole other skill.
Well, so that's the thing, is I don't have to learn a whole other skill, because I did this from one of my old day jobs. Like, I was responsible for printing probably about 18,000 shirts a year.
Right.
Through like a local printer. So I still have contacts with all the local printers. I still know how to do everything involved. In terms of the shipping side of things, I'm fine with shipping shirts. I've probably shipped hundreds. Like, that's fine. The only real problem is, like I said, the sales tax thing. That's where I get held up. But
makes sense.
But yeah, it's like, because I've already been paid on the job to learn how to do all of the other parts of this, it seems especially wasteful to have somebody else do it for me in that way,
Yeah. Makes sense. You love your hydrate sweater. Yay.
Yay.
I'm glad that worked out because, that stuff's cool. It's cool. Still available if anybody still wants it, but I am working on new stuff, like planning and stuff, specifically for Patreon. But might just get like some new, just generic kind of like me stuff Got to try and get some hydrate soon. I mean, it's not going anywhere at the moment. I mean, it might change stores because of, I'm going to say, ethics related reasons.
Wait, wait, what were the ethical reasons for?
Promotion of NFTs.
Oh, I'm not gonna. Yeah,
No, 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 no,
ecologically,
no.
they're.
Yeah, no, 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 not me promoting NFTs.
Oh, you don't want to work with somebody. So that's one
Who
of the other
does?
reasons.
No, I don't want to work with people who do promote NFTs.
Yeah, that's one of the other reasons that it's nice to just be able to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna work with this local supplier.
Yeah. So yeah, so I'm looking to change my current distributor. So it's fine. I want to pick a hydrate hoodie at some point, but it's cosplay season at the moment. You know what? You take care of what you need to take care of for your own mental well-being, and I think hobby buying stuff is valid. Have I seen any of mine out in the wild? No, I haven't. I mean, I'm quite niche. You know, people don't know who I am really. So, thank you, Robin. It's fine. I don't expect everyone to, you know, that would be really arrogant. No, if you watch this stream, you must buy all the merch. Yeah. Yeah. That's the noise you'd have to make with it if you're going to be like that. No, you're not expected to buy merch. It's fine. It's there if you do. I made back the money I spent on the artist. So, you know, and I paid the artist pretty well. So, I'm satisfied with that.
Okay. Yeah. So, Viper asks why I'm not using Amazon for fulfillment. That's a lot of the same reasons I just said. Once you hand over fulfillment to somebody else, they take a huge cut and you lose all sorts of quality control stuff. Like, I'd rather not have the first time that I start selling merch for my Minecraft thing, everybody's really mad at the fulfillment company, and then they're actually mad at me.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Yeah.
that's the other thing.
That's fine, denouement. That's great.
Right now, we're in the middle of this huge shipping crunch, too.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, there's a lot of things that are out of my control that could go wrong, and I'd rather just do it myself, or as much of it as possible, at a time when there's fewer things that are broadly chaotic. Like, it's just not worth it to me to do it badly. And,
That's the thing. You've got to choose your battles, I think.
yeah. And it's like, let's say that, like, okay, we sold 1,000 t-shirts and 800 of them ended up where they're supposed to and 200 of them don't.
Yeah.
200 shirts in the wrong place is really bad. Like,
yeah.
I've seen stuff about, did you see, well, you might not care about this, but there's been a bunch of problems with train robberies. Cargo trains are getting robbed now. I'm serious. And the
Are we in the 1920s?
No, Union Pacific has complained to they filed something with the state of California, basically complaining that LAPD keeps arresting these people and then letting them out, and it's the same people every time, and they're not doing anything about it. Like, and it's like, you know, hey, the district attorney's office is supposed to, you know, prosecute criminals, and apparently these are considered, you know, low value, or, you know, these are not considered crimes that are worthy of the district attorney's office's time. But, like, as people whose job it is to, like, move freight through the city of Los Angeles, we would really appreciate it if these people, you know, got prosecuted. Like, please.
Oh my goodness.
But
I bought a
yeah.
tank top and it's made me look at least 43.7% gayer, which is all I ever wanted. Valid.
And so I'm just kind of, yeah, Gummy Bear says you can't do everything yourself. I'm not saying I can do everything myself. I'm saying if we're at a point where the shipping apparatus in the country is massively overtaxed, and people who need like specific important things like medication or things like that because they can't leave their house because they're disabled during a pandemic. Like, I shouldn't be saying, let me dump 1,000 extra t-shirts into the mix. Like, that's because the t-shirts might not get there, and they might get in the way of somebody else getting their stuff. Like, it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the right time to me.
That's fair.
So I'm not in any rush on it.
The almond heist that are worth millions of dollars, they just drove away with a truck filled with almonds. My God. I just like hearing about like random weird robberies because it's just sort of like, why are people doing that? Why?
Shap9 says the railroads have their own police
Take
and
away
should be
from
the
the
ones
food.
handling it. No, Shap9, that's the thing, is that the railroad people are complaining that the people they arrest aren't being prosecuted. They keep catching them, not 100% of the time, but they catch them often enough that they know it's the same people many times. But when the police arrest them, it's up to the district attorney to prosecute them. And that's not happening, and that's what the railroad companies are mad about.
That sounds amazing. That's a hell of a line. What did you do, Grandpa? I stole stuff from trains. I did train robbing
Yeah.
for a living. That's
Uh,
amazing.
yeah, Aku Inu says, last year a streamer shipped me something from the US. I guess it's lost somewhere, nobody knows. Well, you see, that's the thing, is nobody knows. It's all out of everybody's control. Well, and what I was looking at doing was for Europe, rather than shipping the shirts internationally, what I wanted to do, and probably do the same thing for Canada, was I wanted to find somebody who I knew for a few years and trusted, who lived in that country, who, rather than paying a distribution house to distribute the shirts, basically say to them, hey, can you go to your local printer in your hometown, print these shirts? You know, instead of mailing a bunch of shirts across the ocean, I'll mail a PDF across the ocean. You take it to your local printer. You know, I pay you to print the shirts and send them out. You know,
Yeah.
and then if everybody's like, hey, I didn't get my shirt, it's not just like, well, it's this giant conglomerate where I can't get somebody on the phone. Instead, it's like, well, it's this guy who we all know, like, in the community, you know. But,
Okay.
yeah. Unfortunately, apparently, it's really expensive to ship stuff even inside of Europe from country to country these days.
Yeah, it can be.
So it's one of those things, like, that's not even worth it. So, I don't know.
Right, I've got to make this horn look snazzy.
Have a good time, Yazzie. Dang it. This is...
Local printers is sort of how Redbubble works. They use printers in many different regions to print locally, which makes sense. My school upgraded their online security and added a locker app. Locker app is easily hackable, and you can get into the school through the locker app. You can get into the school system. Maybe they should have looked at that before they started. You all right there, Joe?
Yeah, Grian's saying that nobody filled out his form, even though I know his form.
I filled out his form.
Yeah, he says only Jevin and Corrales filled it out. So...
Oh, okay. Anyway.
So, okay. Well...
Definitely filled it out.
I'm just typing it in again, too. Because, like, I'm not going to go refill out the form.
Yeah, no. this thread has messed up. I screwed it up. Chat, I've screwed it up. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, here is a sentence. From what I can tell, it's only at iJevon and Corrales to fill out the form.
What?
Okay. I'm just gonna go lie on the floor. Like, for real. Oh.
Deep breath, Joe.
That sentence means the opposite.
Just don't deal with it now. Just breathe and move on. Hello, kitty.
This is why.
On you. There you go, my girl. There you go. 12k more to summon your own OO. Cleo is Joe's support blanket. I'm not.
No. Blankets are warm.
Wow.
What? You're a zombie. Zombies aren't warm.
I'm gonna be warm to you anymore. Blimey.
Blimey. Okay, but Cleo, can you read that sentence and tell me if I'm insane? It was at 5 past 2 hours ago, I guess. From what I can tell, it's only at iJevon and at Corrales to
Oh
fill
yeah,
out the
no,
form.
no. That makes sense. That makes sense. Brain. It's a difficult red sentence. No. It does mean what he says it means.
Okay, but that's not how it. Okay,
But I understand why you read it that way.
like as an American.
Because I read it that way.
Oh. Okay.
It makes sense.
Okay.
You are not insane.
Okay. No, it's the children who are wrong.
I mean, usually I've found that. I'm a teacher, though. You don't want to take my word for that. Pretty baby Cleo. No, thank you. No, thank you for that. Appreciated, but no. Okay, now if I put this...
I'm so tired. My brain is
Yep,
just...
you are. I can tell.
Okay.
We all can tell, Joe.
Okay, I'm fine.
It's all right. It's okay. Sentence is grammatically correct. Yes. It is difficult to understand.
It's just not how anyone in the United States... It's a Britishism. Like, that is not a... It's
Okay.
fine. No, I'm just now reviewing every other time that Green and I have had a miscommunication, and I'm just like... Like,
Oh,
no
no.
wonder we can't communicate in a meaningful way.
I understand, Joel. I'm very sorry that it comes to this every time.
Every time. It's always something. Like...
I mean, it is. It's always something, Joel. It is. That's fine. I don't like this thread. I don't like this thread. It goes twirly twirly and doesn't work properly, and Cleo gets mad.
Oh no.
So mad at the thread because it's sparkle and it should work, and they've decided to implement this in the worst possible way. Chubby. Okay. It does it like that. But now Cleo is going to secure those things in place because they are a pain. They are a pain. Beeswax on thread. No, this is a children's kit.
It is for a child. If a child had to do this, they would cry. I am in no way lying, 'cause I'm gonna cry on my head out. But that's okay. I only cry when it's necessary. It is always necessary.
Yeah. That's my
I
secret
heard
cap. It's
that
always
laugh.
necessary.
It's always necessary.
Ay, ay.
Tears are the only way forward for the appropriate person, maybe. I don't know. I'm just having a moment. You love the Cleo figure. Cleo doesn't dance, she vibrates aggressively. It's going to be even more aggressively if you guys continue on the way where you're going.
Well,
It's all
actually,
your
even when you're
fault, Jet.
completely quiet, though, it does kind of vibrate.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's been designed to do that.
It's very energetic.
I mean, it's Cleo. What did you expect? Cleo needs optional flames. No, she doesn't. Cleo has enough flames in her life. You're terrified of Cleo. That is appropriate. I will allow you to be frightened of Cleo.
We'll permit it in this
I'll permit it this once. Kitty is having a funny 5 minutes. That's fine. That's fine. Cleo will bounce in the corner. It's the energy drinks. Cleo doesn't need energy drinks. Cleo is energy drinks. Unless it's hydrate. She likes her hydrate.
Is hydrate an energy drink or a sports drink?
Yes.
Good.
It has all the energy you could ever want. Just like Cleo. I'll take your energy and your energy. I mean, I suppose I should really be talking about it for life force.
You know,
I'll
Cleo,
take your life force.
I hear
Yay.
energy is an elusive concept.
Only for you, Joe.
Today, it's usually defined as the capacity to do work. I happened to turn to the chapter called The Flow of Energy, right as you said that.
That sounds really depressing, Joe.
I know. Oh.
It's not alcoholic, it just sets itself alight. Could be gasoline, you don't know.
Hydrate, the possibly non-alcoholic sports drink.
Potentially
Potentially
non-alcoholic.
non-alcoholic.
I have a horn. Ah. Get away from the box of food, or I will end you and throw this horn at you.
Is the cat near the box of food? Or did
Yeah.
I wander too close?
She's taken to trying to scoop out pouches and rip them apart.
Oh, I'm guessing that's generally undesirable.
It is, because, I like to be able to feed them on a regular basis. Although the vet told me baby cat was skinny.
Mm-hmm.
She eats all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
And she's still skinny. Okay. Losing it at string is a mood. Yeah, I suppose losing it at string is a mood, I guess. Okay, now I need to do the ears. I guess.
Maybe they have a high meowtabolism.
Meowtabolism. Maybe. I mean, the vet said she's a very skinny cat. And I'm just like, yeah, I guess. Considering the other vet that I had that I've just quit. I quit my vet. Well, actually, they quit me. They shut down because of COVID.
Nobody wants to vet anymore.
Nobody wants to vet anymore. Yeah, they told me she was fat, and I'm just like, well, who do I believe now?
Mm-hmm.
Is she fat or is she skinny? Because the solutions to those problems are very different.
Yeah.
Have you tried kitten food for her? Is this unicorn beat?
I will point out I wasn't actually expecting you to do unicorn B-dubs, but you know.
Wait, who did unicorn B-dubs? I don't think
Oh,
I did.
somebody did a skin for B-dubs, which was because they said they'd done a goth B-dubs skin, and I'm like, B-dubs doesn't strike me as a goth. He strikes me more as a unicorn, and then they did a unicorn B-dub skin, which is very good. So, my kitten, I think, is probably underweight. Which is weird because, like I say, they haven't been out of the house since COVID, because I wanted to make sure that they had their shots. I liked it, Ruby. But yeah, no, I'm concerned about her because, you know, she might have kidney problems, which is why I have pet insurance. Because my last cat died of kidney issues, so I'm very concerned. I need to get a wee sample, but she is a very skittish cat, and I have 2 cats, so I have to lock one of them up, and if it's her, she will not wee. So I'm kind of it's one of those problematic things. We're up. What is with you today? You're not normally like this.
Me or the cat?
I mean the cat I was talking to.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, hey, Ruby Phoenix.
Because let's be honest, you're always like this.
Am I?
I say always. You're often like this. How in the heck is someone to get a wee sample? I've got special plastic beads to put in as litter. And then when she goes for a wee, I've got to get her out of the box before she does a poo. And yeah, unfortunately, again, I have 2 cats. Put a thin layer of plastic wrap over the glitter box so my cat peed on that in the box. Well, yeah, like I say, they've got these special plastic beads that you put in the box, but I need to get I feel like I need to get a clean litter box for that, and these litter boxes are quite old and scratched, so one of those things. Grab the cat and shake. Well, I cannot pick her up because she's very timid.
It sounds like you're too timid.
I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a scar. Hang on. I've got a scar on my wrist, like here. That is when she nearly killed me.
It seems more bold than timid.
She dug her teeth into there. It got massively infected, and I nearly had to go to the hospital because it was so bad. So she's not really a cat you can pick up. So yeah, like I say, she's already tried to kill me once. Had to lock my cat in a room to get her to pee on the plastic beads. If I lock her in a room, she will go absolutely ballistic. So I might have to lock the other one in the room. At which point there are 2 litter boxes, and it's just a thing. It's just a thing. Even if she wasn't skittish before, 2 efforts of Poopus interruptus. I like the idea of Poopus interruptus. They send people to cat injuries, send people to the hospital, shocking amount. Yeah, I guess. You just listen. I mean, I do listen to my cat and her boundaries. I don't pick her up. I don't chase her. I don't, you know, I can't raise my voice, otherwise she will run, and I will pay for it later,
I
probably.
feel like you raise your voice to me all the time. Does the cat just not around for that?
I don't count that as raising my voice because I'm not raising my voice to her.
Okay, so the cat can tell if it's directed at her or not.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she knows when it's aimed at her. But even so, that's just a loud voice. That's not a raised voice for me. Excuse me.
How are you doing that?
Yeah. Thank you. Um, yeah, if a cat bites you or if you get scratched by a cat, don't wait until what I did because it was a very small hole and all it got affected all the way up to nearly to my elbow to here, and it raised up and I could squeeze it, and you know how like Spider-Man does his webs.
Mm-hmm.
I could squeeze it and the pus shot out my wrist.
Did you
That's
put
how bad it
Neosporin
was.
on it as soon as it happened, or did you
Did I
just?
put what?
Oh, do you have a different word for it? Antibacterial gel.
Yeah.
Huh.
Cat bites are just nasty.
Hmm.
Why do you think I became Spider Cleo? But no, it was really bad. And the doctor says something about if you hadn't got it in, you'd be on an antibiotic drip. Like open up your arm and directly onto the wound. You know, that kind of level of nasty. It was not fun. I was very poorly for a bit. They need opening and cleaning most of the time. Yeah, that's what they threatened me with if it didn't go down. Fortunately, antibiotics worked. It was a yikes. So yes, if you are bitten by a cat, cats are deadly. Only thing worse than cat bites are human bites. Yeah. Good thing it healed though. I was religious about taking those pills after he said you're going to open up your wrist and pour antibiotics on it. I'm just like, oh, that was kind of horrifying to you. Yeah, sorry. It was horrifying, yes. But yeah, that's why cats so often get abscesses. Cats have some kind of venom in their teeth. No, they're just bacteria usually. Own a cat, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
You know, Cleo, it seems like sometimes they mislead us.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
I mean, my two are, well, GLaDOS is a particular pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly a pain in the butt. Because she is because she is timid. She is a timid cat, and it took like I think 3 years for her to sit on my lap. And trust me, you know, it's taken a long time. But it does make you feel good when they finally do it. Komodo dragons are also deadly because they're not venomous, they just have really awful bacteria in their mouths. Yep.
Hey, Cleo,
Komodo dragon's not fun.
so this is maybe not a geology question, but
Okay.
just something random. Do you know what plants use magnesium for? Like why it's important to have magnesium in soil for plants?
I don't.
So, magnesium is at the center of a chlorophyll molecule.
That makes sense.
And so, if you don't have magnesium in the soil, you can't have photosynthetic plants.
You're right. That is not a geology question.
Well, but like, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much soil comes in. Soil is, it's like soil is like really small rocks.
I mean, that's botany.
It is botany. I'm flipping through my old botany textbook from college.
It's botany. That's not geology. Ah. Those two genres are kind of different studying wise.
I know. I was just curious if it had come up.
Well, to be fair, I do know a lot about like generic soil. Because I used to be a geotechnical engineer.
Yeah, well, that
And
I wasn't trying to trip you
in...
up on this. I thought you might know.
Oh no, that's fine. And I lived in the non-rock. I lived in a huge soily part of the UK. So all my stuff was based off of like soil. So yeah.
Hey, Wafzilla is here. We will be streaming Smash Brothers with Wafzilla in studio later. That is correct.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yep, we've got with the new Switch capture system. Now, I actually don't know what kinds of stuff people will want. Like, normally we just play like 3 or 5 stock with items on random stages, basically, when we're hanging out and playing. I don't know if that's what people want to watch on the stream, but we're definitely not going to be doing Final Destination no items, so... Sorry,
Final
people.
Destination, no items. I don't know what that is.
Oh, like people who care very deeply about Smash Brothers don't like the randomized elements of the game because they're like, no, to see the true test of skill, you have to play on a perfectly flat level with no items that randomize anything.
That sounds
so
dull.
I'm saying we're not doing that.
Tweeted some awful digital art of Cleo. Let's have a look. Oh, many notifications.
Digital art of Cleo, awful digital art of Cleo. Okay, this person posting random letters. That's a timeout. Maybe a ban.
80s retro jumper Cleo. Yeah, no, that isn't a retro. That is a retro jumper. You're not. I suppose it matches my 80s retro outfit. Yeah, I'm what I'm going to do is when it's time to make a new plushie, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to ask the community, do they want new skin or do they want 80s aerobic Cleo when they've had enough time to make a decision?
Yeah, I think you kind of need to, kind of... I feel like, if you're going to do the 80s aerobic Cleo, you need to have 80s aerobic Cleo come back for certain segments next season.
Oh, I'm planning on doing like using all my skins because I've also got a honey badger Cleo skin. So I was going to use that.
Oh, okay.
But I do need to speak to Alice.
I just have a badger honey, so it's the opposite kind of, but whatever.
But I do need to speak to Alice to ask her if I can use that one for other reasons. So before I do it, okay, so this needs to go in here, and then I need to push this inside. Oh my god, I've made a tiny ear. I've made a tiny unicorn ear.
Ooh.
Ooh. Joe. Although I think it's asking me to sew all the way along instead of just stop at the pink bit.
Oh,
okay,
I
well, I
see
suppose
the
that
unicorn
makes...
ear. Like, I can kind of tell what it's supposed to be. What's really coming along?
Yay! Thank you, Joel.
You're welcome, Cleo. Bum, 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 bum.
I need to make more room for even more plushies. Well, I have a huge amount of Cleo plushies that I was going to do for giveaways and stuff. So, but I'm kind of wanting like maybe like a camera and just have my horde of Cleos in the background. Just think it would be cute.
Oh, and the cats can play with them?
I mean, they already do, but
Yeah. Hey,
well,
salamanders.
they don't, but they would.
Thank you for tipping 10. That puts us evenly at our next face camera expansion. So here we go. Oh, no, that's the wrong layer. Let me just lock that layer, and then we're going to grab this one. Expand. Okay, let's make that bigger.
Did I have a favorite type of soil? No.
There wasn't one where you're like, oh, the tests on this always run easier or anything? Like
No, because I very rarely run those sorts of tests. I mean, I had like I was more on site than I was running tests. I wasn't lab person. I was, you know, I was outside digging pits, testing all the core samples and that
so
sort of
there's
thing.
no type of soil that was easier to dig a pit in.
Well, no, because I hired people to run the diggers for me.
Oh, like you're running like excavation equipment.
Yeah, like I'm the person in charge on site, and I had there was a team of drillers
So it wasn't
that
you
we
with
worked
a
with.
shovel or a drill or something out there.
No, I mean sometimes it was, but mostly it was me supervising and doing tests on the stuff that came out of the ground and you know rock cores and that stuff. So my geology was very hands-on, is all I'm saying. There we go. Unicron here. Was Mumbo really that bad for making lag issues? In the past he was, not so much now. Field work and delegation. He crashed the server at least once. I mean,
So did Doc M. I mean,
everyone's crashed the server at least once.
have you crashed the server?
I mean, probably at some point.
I broke the Feed the Beast server one year. So, Cleo, I don't know if you heard about this, but there was this thing in one of the Thaumcraft expansions, which was like a throwable potion bottle, and it would start a blue flame in the nether that would convert netherrack to snow.
Right.
But it fire ticks.
Oh.
And so, like, at first I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting, but it's really kind of underwhelming. And then but it keeps kind of burning outward, and eventually the radius is big enough and it starts jumping up and down levels. And so eventually the whole nether is on fire and converted to snow partially, and it's just this flame, and like the server was operating at like 1 tick per second because it was trying to because this fire spread was like eating all of the processing power. And so eventually Hypno had to roll back the server to the latest backup, so people lost work. And it's just like, yep, that's the time Joe burned down the nether.
I don't think I've ever done anything drastic like that.
Yeah.
I've been on the server when it's crashed, but I don't think that necessarily counts.
No, that's not necessarily you crashing the server. Like I actively. Oh, the other thing is, like, the items required to make this potion was like 1 glass bottle and 1 a snowball. It was like the stupidest, simplest recipe. Like, anybody could destroy a server's nether with almost nothing. But then the potion, there was like also like a potion to put it out, like a fire suppressant potion, but that was incredibly expensive to make. And so I'm like running around the server trying to get the stuff to make the fire suppression potion. And while
Thank you, Kanarusha, for the tip. And good luck for your biomaterials lecture with nanoparticle surface treatments. Thank you for the tip. Yeah, no, I can see how that would have been terrifying.
Yeah, it's just like, I was like, at a certain point, I feel like this is the mod author's thing. It's fault more than mine. Like, anything this stupidly dangerous shouldn't be this cheap.
It shouldn't be put where Joe could find it.
Yeah, like this is not an end game item. This is uh,
That is not 9 of them should be there at all. So Cleo, Hermitcraft 9 gold discussion in progress. I'm not going to crash the server. It's not me. It's not the sort of thing I do. I'm just there being chilled unless I put in a huge amount of armor stands in one place.
yeah. Hunter Colony says matches are cheap, fire extinguishers aren't. Apparently. Only you can prevent nether fires.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm not, we should clip not going to crash the server. It's just for proof later. I mean, I never intend to crash the server if I do.
Yeah. So the thing people are asking what I'm drawing right now, this is a strawberry cactus.
Strawberry cactus.
Yeah.
Cactus that grows strawberries or cactus that is strawberry?
I don't know. It's just called a strawberry cactus.
Fair enough. Ugh.
But yeah, it's got little flowers on it.
That's
which
cute.
is why I chose it.
Yay, flowers.
I'm just gonna draw flowers until I feel better. 30 years later, wow, I've gotten really good at drawing flowers.
What are you doing today, Joe? This week, Joe? Oh, I'm drawing some more
Just drawing
flowers.
some flowers.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
Had under 200. What? What had over 200 armor stands? Oh, the thing that somebody copied and pasted into the world. I mean, armor stands themselves are not that bad. I mean, all of that is client side, so so long as your computer isn't a toaster, it's usually okay.
Yeah, but like if it's a public server, you don't know if the other people have good computers or not, so.
That's true.
Oh boy.
Hermitcraft, however, is not a good public server, and everyone's got a decent computer. It's just everything else that causes problems. It's not the armor stands. It's not. I didn't say potato, Eva. I said toaster. Potatoes can run it fine. Toasters have the issues. The server was running on the Xbox. How's the sewing going? You mean this? It's okay. I've made an ear and a Unicron horn. Pretty sure my toaster is smarter than my first computer. I mean, some toasters are really smart these days. I saw somebody who had like a $500 toaster. And it was just sort of like, it does this and this and this and this. But does it toast? It toasts the best toast you'll ever have. Okay.
I don't even have a toaster. I just have a cast iron pan. I just toast things on the cast iron pan. Also, Grian wants somebody to check his math, and I was like, I think I know how I would solve this problem. And then I start like trying to mentally reason through it, and I'm like, I'm too tired. I'm not gonna do this. Cleo, if you want to go check Grian's math, you can. It's in general.
Okay. No, he doesn't have any math there for me to look at. So.
Well, he's offering.
Oh, yeah, no, not a math person. There are people on the server who are math people.
Yeah, are any of them around? Or are they off in
No.
the Black Forest at a resort?
You're a math person. You're a math people.
I normally am, but I'm like, oh, my brain's just fried.
Your brain is not functioning at 100% capacity.
No,
I mean, I can do math, but
Yeah, I was like I feel like I know the answer to this, like structurally, but I'm trying to figure out how to express it and verbalize it. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna try. I am trying, and I'm not gonna succeed. So I just
I am
accept that.
trying, but I'm also failing.
Yeah, I'm moving on.
I think I probably need to stop at some point soon because my back is starting to hurt and I am not feeling great.
Okay. Well, yeah. Why don't
So
we just wrap up here then? Because
okay.
let's put our supplies away. Because if I
Yeah.
don't put them away during the stream, they'll just be in the way forever. Uh,
That is how this works, yes.
but yeah, thank you to everybody who came by. As a reminder, my 9 o'clock stream tonight, my normal time, is going to be a Smash Brothers stream with my friend Wafzilla. And then tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. U.S. Central Time, 9 a.m., I'm going to be doing mini golf with Music Man 1017.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yep. Cleo, seriously, if you ever get a VR headset, we should do walkabout mini golf streams. It is.
Can't afford a VR headset.
Hey,
but
Cleo's
yes.
people. Where's that? Where's that? Come on. Buy Cleo a headset so she can play VR mini golf with me and Music Man.
Oh God. Okay. I will see you lot next time. I'm gonna check and see if we can find somebody to raid.
Okay, I should do the same.
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh, if only I could use a computer. That would.
That would help so much, Joe.
You know what?
Okay, I'm gonna.
Okay, well,
You say?
I was gonna say I'm probably gonna pick somebody different than you, so we should go ahead and say goodbye now.
Okay. Okay. Bye-bye, Joe.
Bye, Cleo.
I'll see you later.
Catch you later. Alrighty, folks. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna raid Music Man because. Okay, don't tell me what to do. Since we are gonna be playing mini golf with him tomorrow, if you're not familiar with him, it's a great time to check him out. We're gonna be streaming at 9 a.m. U.S. Central Time tomorrow, which is about 2.5 hours before now. And so let's see. Music Man is playing some Minecraft right now. When you get over there, say howdy, y'all. Joe Hills Raid here. And until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do 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 do.